WIFTPM.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. 'Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that glow on. Why you gotta look so good, with your hair done, nails done, when you put that glow on. Why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. 'Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you. When you put your grown on. Oh, when you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Oh, when you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own wanna know. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, your nails done, when you
to my dreams. Hey, guapole, the food tastes better. I stopped smoking squares, healing from the inside out, making repairs. I forgave some people, thanked them for the lessons, cause holding on to it was blocking my blessings. No more stressing, worry dishonors God, so I just pray, and I'm loving my odds. Mingle with like minds, gravitate where light shines. Graduate, masters, your rhymes ain't like mine. Big dank from the west side, this is my best self. Taking vacations, hoping the rest helps. Got a career now, loving what's ahead. My spirit is free from the stuff that I shared.
I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I'm feeling so good now, walking on higher ground. Got out the country, visit some new towns, made some new friends, let go of some bad ones. Soon as that took place, everything got fun. My life started going up, opportunity showing up. I'm back where I want to be, no headaches and throwing up. Reconnect with the homie, it's positive energy, vibes and wavelengths. It's all about frequency. I'm back with my first love, it feel like the first time. I'm back in the studio, this ain't my first rhyme. I wake up every day, blessed as heavenly. Before I ain't say much, now I got much to say. Raised my credit score, got rid of some past debt. Heard that's attractive, well call me a magnet. Plugged into an outlet, living life outright. All on my Kid Cudi, focusing day and night. Right? Now ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days.
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show on a Friday. That's right. It is Friday, October 7th, 2022. The year is rapidly past us. We are in the fourth quarter, running around the touchdown. Somebody said, I saw a post, I think I was looking at somebody's Instagram stories, and they said October, November, December feel like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's like they just go by so fast. It's like the weekend of the year. It's like Halloween. Bam! By the time you come, hold on. It used to be Columbus Day. Bam! Because you didn't have to go to school. Then by the time you got back from Columbus Day, you was getting ready for the Halloween parties at school. Do y'all remember getting them Halloween masks back in the day, a Halloween costume? Like going to the store and they would have all the cans with them plastic masks, and you'll pick one, and the plastic mask, you be trying to get your eyes, it'll cut your face on the inside, but you had to have it. Then you had the Halloween party. This Halloween parties at school used to be the bomb. Man, I used to love, Halloween parties at school, because it used to be, remember before the Tylenol murders, which is out right now, you could get, before they was like, people would bake cakes and candy. That's when I learned about cats, though. That's also when I learned about you. If you got cats at your house, I can't eat them. Not, I got to see you cook. It can't be the cat on the counter. But then after you get through Halloween, by the time you get through your Halloween, you now about ready to go into Thanksgiving. And right, you tap out for Thanksgiving about a week out. Like a week out. And that Monday before Thanksgiving, you might as well, I don't even know why work is open. I really don't. Not like if you got like a job. Then, here come Christmas. And the next thing you know, you back at it again. It'd be like Monday in January. Oh, but for me though, you too, Ruthie. Oh no, you February. January, I'd be like, hold on. Don't end the holiday season shit. But does it seem like we was just doing this? I feel like this year just flew by again. This is now where I'm like, yo, next year I'm gonna have a summer. I'm taking summer next year. But October 7th, that number just seemed to jump out to me, like October. Whew. Woo! All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Friday. I gotta say what's up to my girl, Ruthie Moore. Ruthie Moore, what's up? How you feeling today?
TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday. Okay. That's all you got? All right.
Yep.
All right. And DJ Riis the Rule on a Friday. How you feeling today, man?
I'm blessed by the best.
Okay. And I guess we don't know. All right. I'll see how we all at today. That's cool. We gonna take the plane all the way up anyway. So let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on a Friday. Boy, them some super loud jets today. Boy, them boys going up and away. We got to fly by Washington, D.C. You see your man Joe Biden pardoned all the simple marijuana possession cases federally. Now, I don't know if you go to jail federally for a simple marijuana case, except in Washington, D.C., right? Because I don't think they have local courts. So it may got a lot of people free in Washington, D.C., but I think it also is going to lead to maybe it's the first step in decriminalization nationally. You're smacking your lips. What's up?
First step for them to be able to make money off of it, guilt-free.
Well, they just need to take one look at Illinois, and they will learn the lesson. But hold on.
What you talking about? We got the national program model.
That's my point. That's
good.
how you can watch how you take the money from the people guilt-free.
We good.
You Negroes be happy because we finna get rich.
Toya probably get one of them government jobs, though.
She already did that.
Under Biden.
No. Why would she go back into the government when I'm not even ready to get into this? Because here go the problem. See, then I gotta go to the next thing. I'm gonna be at the thing, and somebody gonna spill a drink on me. So I'm through, man. I told y'all I'm doing like I gotta be preparing for my next job now. So now I got to start letting everybody skate. Don't talk about nothing. Just let it all be good. We ain't gonna say black. Actually, we got a lot to talk about. So I ain't gonna even front. I got a lot to talk about. So do you?
I do. So here's the thing that I think is happening now. Did you see this other story that I think is related? I jumped down, but did you see that MedMen, who had the cannabis shop in West Loop Fulton Market, owes $1 million to a equity fund for rent, and they tried to sue for it, and they said, you can't sue us because we're not legal business, so you can't take us to a legal court.
And what's crazy is it's only $1 million.
And you know they got that in cash in their sock. But here goes the thing. Think about the gravity of after they done made all this money, telling somebody, sorry, you can't make me pay the rent. That could actually throw off the whole entire investment. Like if cannabis companies that have all this money refuse to pay their bills, and these people got a 15-year lease.
Remember how we talked about how contracts don't matter no more? This is a good example. Damn. Because it don't even matter. It's about your ability to enforce it.
Yeah, amen.
And they need that little $1 million. And they like, ha.
Well, yeah, you think.
Sue us for it.
Because we got the money.
That's sad.
That's. So see now, when stuff like that happen, that's when I don't even want to tell you what I was going to say. I had to say that for the break. But the cartel, you can't be reinforcing what people say. And the cartel just reinforced it right there. It's going to be a problem with that, though. I don't know if you're just getting away with $1 million. All right, first televised debate last night. Did you check it out? Mm-hmm. Did you check it out, Riis? Did you go to the watch party? You ain't go to the... I thought you was Republican in it, man. You missed you missed the...
I was at another Republican event.
Who blew up yesterday? Is it secret? Is secret? Go and tell us, man.
No, it was just a couple of candidates that came through and just talk to the people. So
okay. Look at Riis gonna be Riis getting ready to be a committeeman. Riis, I was somewhere yesterday in the vicinity of City Hall, and I ran into somebody who listens to the show. And they said you should think about being mayor of Forest Park, running for mayor of Forest Park. They heard you the other day. And they said he hasn't declared a party. He probably could get some action out there. I was like, how crazy? Me and Carrie both was laughing. Like, how crazy is this that political, and I mean, this was a supreme political operative, right? Like, high-ranking, high-level lady. She got some juice. And she was like, Riis, at first, people, what? First of all, you like, what your ass doing listening to the show? But then I realized she listens to the show all the time. But she was like, yeah, Riis should think about running for the mayor of Forest Park. It's like, I was like, she got all your stuff. She know, look, they candidate recruiting, and you walking in that in-between line, Forest Park probably got a bunch of Republicans. And a black one? Man, please. They gonna get Riis. Look, Ruthie. Riis about to be out. He about to be up out of here on us, right? He only got to wear the Richard Irvin costume once a month, and they gonna pay him for it, right? They gonna be like, Riis, can you reenact that Richard Irvin commercial once a month? Dog, we got you for life. Riis gonna be up out of here. We gonna be around here like
50K for life every time I do it once a month.
You be in the rocking chair, right?
Like a cartoon character. You know how they only got the same outfit on every day.
Oh, Lord. Look, could you put on the pants with the ruffles on the bottom?
They ain't gonna have you doing all that, Riis.
No, they ain't, Riis. They're gonna actually make you a superstar, right?
I say do it, Riis.
They're going, man, Joe. Look, man. This is what you got to lose, right? Like, man, if I was a young whippersnapper, and I ain't already begin, I'm going to tell you, man, I ain't really mad at you. I'm going to tell you, if you can sit through the meeting, Joe, like really, if you can sit through the meeting, the opportunity is there. I'm not playing. Because they always want to turn a black person, they be like, so you can be like, what's wrong with you Negroes? See, look at Riis. We met him.
Look at y'all on that nag. You see how y'all. See how y'all.
I'm telling you, they'll give Riis a nag. Bro, I'm telling you. Stick with it, right? Stay right there. Just don't. I'm gonna tell you, don't mess up the play. Run the ball. Run the ball. That's all I'm gonna say. Just run the ball.
Run the ball.
Run the ball. Look, Joe, if the hole open up, run the ball. Cause can I tell you what? Most of the Negroes on this side of the line, self included, can see the hole. But they be dangling other things in front of you before you go through the hole. And it'd be like how you be like, young buck, if I was 30 years old, if I was 20 years old younger, I was a bad mother back in my day. I'm just telling you, Joe. If you can sit through the meeting, and you probably only got to sit through 3 because then they going to bring you in the back room. Then you just going to come out and make the stage, right? You just going to come for the appearance. So everybody be like, Riis, that's your Riis. See? And we'll probably get some sponsorship around this mug. Anyway, the debate last night. Let me just say this, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. J.B. Pritzker is not ready to be battling he is not ready for the national stage. That yesterday, I was. Did y'all see the movie Rocky 3? You didn't see Rocky 3 with Mr.
That's
T?
the one when he ran up the steps.
Every movie he run up the steps. What is you talking about? Are you trying to be funny? She trying to be funny. See, you trying to be a comedian early in the morning.
Too early.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, Rocky 3. Remember when Rocky 3? Remember after he had the big old crib and had all the stuff, and Clubber Lang came in and was like, "You want a real man? Come stop by my hotel room tonight." And then he went out there and got his ass whooped. Now, I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that Darren Bailey is going to beat J.B. Pritzker. But I do think that yesterday exposed the fact that he ain't really fought no competition. He ain't never really, it's like I felt cream puffery vibes yesterday. It was like, when you got a plan and you say, nah, boo boo. You know how when somebody be roasting you and you ain't got nothing to say, so you just be like, you're a liar. Right. Right. I just gotta say, y'all, we can talk about it a little bit later, but he is not ready for the national stage. Like, he gotta get some, man, Gavin Newsom a whoop, man, please. And don't let no off color, he wants to fight like what's the Duke Queens of Marksbury rules? You know how when you see the white people on the cartoons and they want to fight like this and they come like this, and dude was like, psh, psh, psh. I'm like, that's not how you fight. Put your dukes up. Darren Bailey is funny, Joe. That was like some, do you really talk is it really Illinois people that talk like this? Like that, and I'm not trying to be shiesty. I really just believe that is the epitome of Illinois is as far north as Maine and as far south as Virginia. So we literally are like the north and the south for real. And listening to Darren Bailey yesterday was like, dang, that is the straight south. I could not. When we talked to I kind of felt like that was a little a fake accent. That joint is real. J.B. Pritzker you're a liar. I was like, ooh. Now where your mama at? They both called each other liars. It was crazy.
That's all they kept saying. I'm like, who telling the truth? Because one of y'all lying.
Do I need to play? Yeah, was Ruthie here for clip day? She wasn't here for clip day. We might have to pull clip day.
Cotton picking.
You fried chicken and biscuit eating, corn basketball, 360-degree basketball dunking, mooing y'all take. Man, please. Okay. Anyway. Okay. The Latinos, you see the Latinos trying to pull it again? They trying to draft Chuy Garcia. They are really on top of this.
But what you mean? How?
Why really? They trying to draft him? What you mean by they trying to draft him?
Also fake.
I'm saying.
He ain't with them
You
already?
think he Harold Washington?
Well, that's the point.
Them little tactics don't work. Who the last person that got drafted into a spot and everybody was like, oh, we really wanted them when we knew that was the play. That stuff don't work no more. This ain't 1942.
Well, I think it's a little bit more we should be watching. I think that the Latinos are negotiating. See, I think that the Latino leadership caucus is playing their cards, but we're going to talk about it because then I just want to talk about this Latino leadership caucus because, Ruthie, can you missed this one too. When we talked about earlier this week, can you be a black politician and talk about specifically what you're going to do for black people? Riis was kind of saying, no, you can't. You just got to do it. And I said, nah, we got to count. Like, we got to.
It's a tough one. I think because of the disenfranchisement over all the years, it is necessary to say. But I think in the larger, I see what Riis is saying. I think that other racial groups, everybody do it except white people. Because white people just do it. But Latinos, they going to say, Latino brethren. Asians going to say, Asians.
What are black people going to say?
Black people, I feel like it's okay to say black.
But what do you think, like, the people who don't think it's going to say? They try to disguise
They're going to say people of color.
A derivative.
They're going to say minorities. They're going to say impoverished. They're going to use the word South and West Side. What else do they say? They're going to say niggas. So yeah, you use a lot of different words. But you know, I do recognize, though, the movement to be able to say black. And I recognize the power in that. And so I think that any dilution of that is counterproductive to a larger movement that's happening. So I see both sides.
So, like, I don't really want to publicly agree with Riis on this. I do agree that it has become one. So I feel like I had this big ass fight for all these years to finally get people to say black, and now we're almost going in reverse. And so today when I was researching this Chuy story, I saw I can't wait till we discuss this because I just want to show you. Like, I literally have a physical, and the words are exactly the same. And it's kind of like when you supposed to do. This is a really interesting debate about, can we be unabashedly black in our self-interest when we talk?
I think it's the main debate. That's why people be shunning your show. It's the very thing that Riis is talking about. Like, it is the number one thing. Are you okay with saying black? But see, the problem is, this is my analysis of the issue.
Go ahead, Ruthie, give us.
That the system, our ecosystem is messed up. It would be fine to operate without ever having to say black if we knew that people was going to deliver the resources the way that they were supposed to. But we almost got to hold people's feet to the fire. You got to pull their teeth to make them at least say black, or give you the nod and a wink that they still got the best interest of the people that they supposed to be bringing these resources back. But historically, our political system in the black community is so messed up that if you don't make these politicians say black, they gonna skirt off with the bag. And two, even if some of them do say black, they still gonna skirt off with the bag. So I think it's so important for us to make people say black. You have to, because if you don't, then you literally have no mechanisms for accountability, because too often people run off with the resources. But at least if you can make them say black, can we at least have a measurement to hold them accountable? Because without that, we have nothing. Nothing. Because we don't be doing right by each other. Sadly.
I'm so glad you just did that. Because I cannot wait till we have our conversation. Because so I think that should apply to business too.
In what way?
If you are the black business entity, you should unabashedly declare your blackness. I don't think you should disguise it. I don't think you should infer it. I think it should be clear. Did you know what did you know that the Latino Leadership Council is? So I've been doing a little research today. So we're going to talk about this. At 7 o'clock, y'all going to watch. And I'm going to show you our business, an example of why we continue to lose in the space of business. Even as the Latinos are making a decision that they playing a game right now. They're playing a political game, and they're leveraging their race and ethnicity while we hide from ours. And I'm going to show it to you in straight up. Like, there will be no deny. You'll be like, wait, what? Huh? Y'all do the same thing? You said you who and you who? We'll talk about it a little bit later. Look, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to finish the headlines, plus the social media question of the day, and we got some other stories to get into today. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Jurassic World Live Tour. 65 million years in the making. See Jurassic World's most iconic dinosaurs. T-Rex, Blue the Raptor, Triceratops, and more roar to life with epic thrills and heart-pounding adventure. The feeling is real. Experience it live. Jurassic World Live Tour. Coming to Allstate Arena November 3rd through 6th. Free parking for all ticket holders. Visit JurassicWorldLiveTour.com today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leading me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's going to turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:38 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 30 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 37. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange will be 35 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 42, while the Eisenhower is 40 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 30 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 40 minutes. Outbound is 35. While the Bishop Ford is also 40 minutes inbound and 35 minutes outbound. On the Dan Ryan, we have 20 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th, while DuSable Drive is locked in at 8 minutes in all directions. Today's weather is currently 48 and raining. Today will be a high of 54 with a low of 43. Expect early showers throughout the day. I'm Riis the Ruler. Hey, it's Friday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
To the grave, from the grave. Glory to God, 70, got 70, they got doctor. Oh, got doctor to the grave, from the grave. Back to glory. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Plus, Ruthie Mo in the building. Y'all stay tuned because at 7 o'clock we're going to be talking about this Latino Leadership Caucus. At 7:30 we're going to talk about the J.B. Pritzker debate. J.B. Pritzker versus Darren Bailey. I still cannot believe that is really Darren Bailey's voice. Let me see what else we got. Did you see, Ruthie, that the churches are coordinating across the city of Chicago sermons about mental health. I think that is a big... I wasn't going to tell that story, but I think it's a pretty big story because it's finally saying we can't pray it away. Right? Like, I think that that's a big leap for black ministers. Now, I'm trying to see what the funding is like. But when you think about black ministers speaking on mental health, do you know how many times you see somebody where the parents bring them down to the altar and they pray around them and scream at them and boom, and do all type of stuff, and it'd be like, Lord, touch them, and they lay hands and all that stuff. I think that's a big step for ministers. Now, I don't know that they say you get rid of prayer, but I do think that for a minister to be preaching about mental health is great. Oh, but speaking of ministers and preaching, what's up to WBGX 1570 AM? Everybody, that's right, our saints. The saints of WBGX who join us every day from 6:30 to 8. We want to thank y'all for being with us today. Now, y'all stay tuned. I'm not going to be here next week, so it won't be now. So y'all take y'all a week, y'all go around, y'all run around, have a good time. Y'all enjoy y'all 6 to 9s next week, because I'm going to take a little time. I was going to tell y'all it tell me something good, but I did realize that the Saints might get up, tune in, be like, what's going on here? Now, look, if you are one of the sinners and you get here every day, you get here from 6 and you stay till 9. Or you might be an early rising saint. But wherever you're coming from, you can call us at 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Whether you are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, or if you are watching us on the TuneIn app, you can give us a call, 872-259-7474. If you got something on your mind, you just want to talk about what we're talking about, or you're feeling some kind of way, it's Friday, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want to hear from people all day long, regardless of what you're thinking about. I also want to know what y'all thought about yesterday's show, because I think I missed half of it. Ruthie, did you hear yesterday's show when we had the all-star lineup of all the black ops? We had Obadeli called in. Then we had, who else called in? Gator called in. Then who else? Ricky Hendon called in. It was a smorgasbord of black ops yesterday. Brian Gorman was all in the comments. Because I was talking about Ruthie. Why do black folk fight? Why do black politics got to be like Mandingo slave fights with the black people where the white people just be betting?
Yes, it did. It was a good show. I will reserve my analysis and my opinion.
Why not? Tell us. You look. Don't be cross-eyed me. What, you got a problem with me? You got something you want to say?
I mean, I thought it was just it was like watching a Mandingo fight, and as a black woman, I don't enjoy watching those. It wasn't even a good kind. It was like with like the old soldiers, like ain't even oiled up no more, like so it just looked sad more than anything, honestly.
Well, I guess we got Ruthie's opinion. I think this, right? It's interesting. I would say that the young soldiers probably wear shirts and ties and are deployed to minimize the. I don't know, man. I'm gonna talk about this.
I think it's the difference between soldiers and warriors.
I'd be curious to know who the warriors are.
The ones who called in, who we saw, and we see the current state of it. So if I'm a young black man, do I really want to be a warrior, or would I rather be a soldier and put on my suit and tie and go get my gate bread? Or do I want to fight in a ring?
Ooh. Oh, damn. That was pretty deep.
That's how I looked at it. It was...
I think...
Because we always say, what's the black man's position in politics? And is that it? Is that how they use us? Is that it?
I would say it's that, or it's you put on the suit and tie and you be a soldier. And I think there's this, we're gonna say this one for 8 o'clock, because I really do. I really appreciate that perspective. I think that there needs to be a paradigm shift, but I think it's no different than the fact that we got 80-year-old leaders who sit in the same spots. That's an interesting perspective. And I could imagine being a young person looking at that and being like, but that's also the epitome of what we've kind of been relegated to. I think that's that phone call when you hear JB saying, "God damn," when you hit that's the whole phone call, right? Like that's the whole phone call. And what I would tell you is that is probably to the height of where black people get to rise politically, right? And man, that was deep. Yeah, that was deep. I'm gonna have to break that down. I'm gonna have to unpack that a little bit. But I'm gonna unpack it at 8:00 because I think what I needed to make sure y'all understand was the difference between black ops and then honest brokers, because I think that's part of what creates our problem. Like we expect that because people have a certain standing in our neighborhood or community that they should they're working a job. So their job is to convince, persuade, whatever. And I think we get honest brokers confused with political operatives. So I want to bring that into the space, but I also want to bring what you brought up, Ruthie, because I do think that is, like, again, I'm not going to denigrate those three brothers at all. I do think that I tell my good friends that you have to come up with a new model to get to get the young people involved, because they're not gonna, woo! Yeah, that was a deep one. I'm gonna have to come back to that because I gotta spend a little time in my head with that one to get it out. But we will be coming back to that, so you might want to stay for 8:00 for that one. All right. Parking tickets up by 25%. Shout out to Mayor Lightfoot.
What's a parking ticket? Is that when you don't pay the meter?
When you don't pay the meter, when it's a stop sign, when it's not a stop sign, when you too far back, when you sit. But now when
your car's sitting and they put a ticket on it,
they scan for everything. You know that, right? Like when your car is parked, they check your city sticker, your state sticker, your meter, are you too far from the curb? If they can hit you with 20 tickets in one stop, they hit you with it. Yep. Budget talks. Do you realize there's only 9,000 patrol officers in the city of Chicago right now?
You mean total?
Total.
Patrol meaning people who own
people in the cars. Total, and that's all shifts. So divide that by 3, because it's 3 shifts in a day. So it's 3,000 cops in the city at one time on the streets. Not that don't include detectives, but I'm just talking about blue car. That's not a lot, Ruthie.
No, that's not.
There's not a lot. That's not a lot. 3,000 police officers. They said it's like 900. For every 900 that retire, we get 600.
Whoa.
They said they can't keep up.
I mean, I can understand.
That's why Riis over there with the Republicans. Look, he like, which is that Safety Act. I don't care what nobody say. They have not gotten the messaging right on that, and it's like, when they opened that up, JB was he was like, so when the lady steal the baby formula, she don't gotta go to. I was like, is that the best that you can? You are not.
JB, who put that on your paper? Who gave you that example, JB?
The white consultant, because they don't hire no black people.
Hey, but check this out, though. That is a talking point that I keep on hearing, though. So I know it's part of the rhetoric.
Right. A mommy who... wait till they put her on the commercial. It's going to be a commercial. When I was 16 and I was just trying to feed my baby, I stole some formula. But because of the criminal system, but thank you, JB, for letting me out.
I'm more interested to talk about this assault weapons ban.
Of course you are, Kankakian.
I'm just
don't nobody need
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Do you know people that got them?
I do.
Okay, then. So how you gonna say you don't need one? I'm just saying. I remember during the riots.
When
well, Alderman Ray Lopez
Lord.
had to be the mouthpiece.
Oh, Lord.
Literally, you could not call. Listen, I have recordings because during that time I say, you know what? This might be a good time to listen to the police scanner. And y'all know we got open police scanners.
Not no more?
Exactly. Because of what happened the day that I got the recordings. They was jamming the lines with F the police. Y'all should have heard the calls. The city was in turmoil. So who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
And maybe your little single barrel shotgun ain't gonna do the job when you got 40 people trying to break in your house.
Remember when our Arabian brothers were on the roof with their AK-47s?
So my thing is, can I go over to Indiana to Chuck's to get one? Is that where I'm gonna have to go get my assault weapon from?
Chuck's? Damn, Ruthie, you on fire today. You just rebelling today.
I just think that it is the craziest thing in the world, knowing that the white people got assault weapons, the gangbangers got assault weapons, JB Pritzker private security probably got assault weapons, and we gonna ban them? That is the crazy. Do y'all see the current state of the world? How you gonna defend yourself against somebody else that got an assault weapon unless you have an assault weapon?
You know what this make me think of? Do y'all remember Harlem Nights? Remember?
With the
back.
My pinky toe. I just don't. I don't know unless. Okay, so.
Oh Jesus.
So I live like maybe I'm tripping, and please y'all call in, put in the comments if I'm tripping. But I just cannot. I cannot fathom living in a state where we know everybody else got guns, a specific type of gun.
How about dude showed up in the neighborhood with all shooting guns with 300 spent rounds in the car in Inglewood shooting?
I just don't, and I ain't even no gun junkie. Like, it just there are certain rights that once you give them up, you ain't never getting them back.
Let me put this up. Just put this up.
I'm probably tripping. Like maybe I'm missing something, but it just seems so wild to me.
You from Kankakee, man. Look, man, Ruthie is ready to go on survival missions. Look, I gotta tell you,
these white people been training in militias with their assault weapons.
You seen what happened at the grocery store?
Goodness gracious.
That was funny. Not funny, but it's funny. I don't even know what else I got on this paper. Yeah, that's right. Only 9,000 police officers, which means 3,000 per shift across the whole city. So 60 cops per ward.
Whoa.
On patrol. That's not 60 teams.
And that probably don't include the ones that call in like sick or like.
So
they're gonna have to raise the salary up.
They already tried that.
I'm talking about they're gonna have to do it up even more. I know they get about 90,000 after the first year. They might have to give some signing bonuses or something.
They tried that, and the mayor said they said that's a collective bargaining issue that could create issues. Look, now they trying to talk people into not quitting. But you know, if I ain't quitting, then I need to be working on Russian division.
Why don't they just let the migrants be the police?
Because they'll kill the black people. Well, hey. 2 birds, 1 stone. Okay, is anybody else seeing these? There's been another machete. Okay.
In China?
Not just that one. There was one around here the other day. Another.
In Las Vegas? Or you mean like here?
Oh, maybe Las Vegas. That was
okay.
Now, I'm just telling you. Anyway, Did JB tell us what he was doing with the migrants yesterday? We're going to talk about that too. All right, y'all. That was all my headlines. So this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, and Ruthie Moore. That is our headlines for the day, Riis, and I'm all ready to jump on into it. So if you are ready, go ahead and hit the button, because I got a question.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Watching the country western debate yesterday of J.B. Pritzker and good old boy Darren Bailey downstate, I felt like the interest of Southern Illinois was being well covered yesterday. Even they had good old Tamon Bradley down in where's that, Bloomington Normal at the Bone Center, where they had the first televised gubernatorial debate. Now, it had a Southern Illinois twinge to it, which is why I'm talking this way. But I want to know, as I was listening to them answer the questions, Riis, don't you got Tamon on that thing that says, uh-oh, Mr. What's in it for the black people? Do you play that?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we need the Mr. It's Mr. What's in it for the black people. I was just thinking, who gets to ask the black questions? Like, so this is my thing. And the social media question of the day is, who gets to ask the black questions? First of all, I don't know if we can even say that, because Riis has done told me we can't even have no black debate. We can't ask, see what Riis is saying is, like, if we had the Chicago Defender still, the Chicago Defender could host a debate and we would assume that was the black debate. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, to me, and it really stuck out to me yesterday, because when the governor claimed his victories, he said we legalized cannabis in the state of Illinois. You know, that was like, red flag, hold up. You get to say that on the walk out the door with no follow-up? So, to me, I gotta tell you, he said, so I don't know what the governor's black accomplishments are. And so, my question is, who gets to ask the black questions of the governor? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. You know, we have self-appointed leadership in our community. No, we do. We have people who have appointed themselves as the leaders of our community. And so, oftentimes, the self-appointed leaders are not honest brokers. And honest brokers is something we're going to talk about. They are a derivative of the operatives. So usually, the black leadership is really, that's positioned as black leadership that has relationships with government are really operatives. They're a higher level version, which you talked about, which actually, Ruthie, when I showed it to you, if you scroll up, you'll see the soldiers. But my question is, who asked the questions that black people want the answers to? For black people, not for black people that are already benefiting from the current administration. So oftentimes the people who put on the forums are financed to put on the forums to ensure that they, one, stay positioned as the leadership, but two, to protect, to do blocking and tackling for their preferred candidates that they are benefiting. So, my question right now is, we know that J.B. Pritzker won't come to the Maze Jackson show. He did it, and he probably can't come back because I could play the tape on all the stuff that he said and be like, what happened here? Like, it wouldn't even have to be foul. It could just be, so you told us this, respond. Mm-hmm. You told us this, respond. We know that's not going to happen. So my question is, how important are black people to J.B. Pritzker? And when does he feel like he has the obligation to answer questions for and in what format? Is it Sib's Breakfast Club? With a moderated panel? And no, I don't want the Sun Times. No, we don't want the paid columnists from the newspapers who, again, dictate down, not up. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Who gets to ask the black questions, and not just of J.B. Pritzker? Who gets to ask the questions of all the black questions of all the statewide candidates? Right? Because there's no forum for you to compare anybody. You just got to be like, okay. No, really.
Ain't no debate in Illinois. What you talking about? And if I was the Democratic Party in charge, I wouldn't be trying to debate nobody either.
Exactly my point. But again, so there is no accountability to black people, period. Because you can't even say black.
It's not. I think that's the function of the people that you are supposed to elect to represent you. They're supposed to be the ones that's handling that. That's their role. That's their job. Is to get a seat at the table, bring the resources back.
But we don't see that.
No, because our ecosystem is not healthy.
Our ecosystem is not healthy, and it is neutered. We have been neutered. Our blackness has been we have been emasculated in the ecosystem, so that now you cannot be an upstanding pro-black person to be a part of the ecosystem. You have to be able to tuck to be able to be a part of the ecosystem. We've been taught to tuck in the ecosystem where everybody else has been taught go hunt.
But I think that's an example of how black men in particular have had to be in life too, though, in order to survive, in order not to be killed, in order to be able to have what's called upward mobility within society. You gotta tuck them in and put your hat on right. And I think that's the same. It transcends into politics. It's in business, like everywhere.
Let's go to the live line. Who gets to ask the black questions? Or do we even deserve any answers? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, bro, Maze.
Hey, Deacon Quarles, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good. I did want to comment on that prior question, that prior thing about the gun rights issue. But let me say this about your question. I think the question should be, whose black questions get to be heard? Because you ask the prevalent black question, and it's just one question. What's in it for the black people? Okay? That question can cover a whole myriad of topic subjects across the board. However, that's not the question they want to hear, nor is it questions that they want to, or I would submit to you are capable of answering. Because the answer is, if they honestly answer it, nothing. Nothing.
Or, back up, Deacon Quarles, let me pause you. Or the answer is, or it's not nothing, the answer is me, right? And what I'm recognizing is the answer to the question is me, so they can justify not getting any other questions answered. But go ahead. Because there are some people that are getting the answer, but they don't want they want to be the answer. If you ask the question, they want to be the answer, and then they protect the entity because they're protecting their own self-interest, not bringing it back to the people. But go ahead.
Exactly. And that goes back to what you said prior. We have in our community many self-appointed leaders. Now, the key word in that is self. It's about self, it's around self, and nothing else. If we don't have, as a community of people, Black individuals who have a vested and honest concern for their own people, it doesn't matter what they say, what platform they have, what narrative they put out, they will not be successful in doing anything that benefits our people, because it's only going to be about what's in it for them. Unless and until, and I'm talking across the board now, I'm not talking just political leaders, I'm talking business leaders, I'm talking spiritual leaders, I'm talking just community, I'm just across the board. Unless we have people who have a legitimate and honest concern for their people, that means you got to love your folks. Regardless of, we dysfunction is all get out. Every family is. But until you have an honest love for your people, you will never do anything to benefit them. It will always be about what's in it for yourself. Until we get that type of leadership out of our community, we will never progress to the point that we need to. We will never see any advancement at all.
Thank you, Deacon Quarles. I appreciate you, man. We got to get you down to Obsidian, man. We're going to have us, me and you going to have us a cup of coffee in the very near future, because you're going to have to be we got to get you a spot. Look, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Who gets to ask the Black questions? Better yet, whose questions get answered? According to Deacon Quarles from the Black community. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Shalom. You want to make a disclaimer? It's on you.
Israel, King Israel. Look, now, you're going to get one a day, so you better pick them good. This is King Israel.
I ain't got to do no more. I don't make my point. Shit, Kunta caught that dude. I mean, Kunta got caught by O.J. Simpson.
Look, let me get my disclaimer out. Look, the thoughts and opinions of our callers are theirs and theirs alone. We at the Maze Jackson Show encourage everyone to come in, be respectful, and give everyone a voice as we try to figure out what is going on in the great state of Illinois, in the city of Chicago, as well as in this great country of ours. Because of that, we do believe in free speech. So we'll give you the opportunity to share your comments, but please be respectful of our listeners. King Israel, welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. How are you today, brother?
I'm great. The Most High Yahweh woke me up, so he ain't done with me. So the bottom line is, man, they stole our identity, man. When we keep Jacob from Houston keep trying to tell you, Dorothy, everybody rebelling. Ain't nothing in it for us, man. Zero, nothing, zero, zilch. They keep getting these, man. Let me be nice. They keep getting Black people. They ain't doing nothing for Black people. Come on, man. You don't see it. Ruthie, you got the message. What kind of gas you want? Kerosene before we get up to that? Man, we got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Ain't nothing in it for it. Is it? They ain't say come debate nothing nowhere. What about your notice? Did you put in an official request form for a debate? Or they're going to debate down the road, which I know the Jews control the white man. The white man control their station down the street. Or whatever. I mean, damn. Shalom. I'm not going to be hard on nobody.
No,
I love y'all. I even love my haters.
We love, you know what? That's what we do, King. We love our haters even in spite of themselves, brother. And this fight that
and in the Bible you say, I ain't touching no other damn cheek, but doesn't say love your enemy
as thy neighbor.
In the Bible, y'all, yeah. Shalom.
There it is, my fam. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, we're gonna take a quick break. We ain't got no other calls up there, right? If we don't have any other calls, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back. And we're going to talk about the Latino Leadership Caucus putting Nate on the table in the mayor's race. Meanwhile, Ruthie, are we demanded? Is it? I also want to address this Riis thing today. I'm feeling a certain way, Riis. You blew me this week, man. You really blew me this week, Ruthie. You sided with them. The millennials done told me that we can't be Black. You know, I just
didn't agree.
You just can't say it like it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be like.
So there can't be. So for black organizations and black people to be successful, they can't be overtly black.
I mean, I think that applies to any race. I think if you're running like, you know, and you're of Latino, you can't say, well, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, my ward is
That's not
Latino.
true.
They're not gonna say that.
I feel like everybody else can. Latino people can say Latino.
They're gonna say
because
minority. I'm telling you.
No, because they can, because it's about, not only do they have a shared language, they got shared food. Most of the time they got shared religion. And so they institutions are like intact. So even if they don't physically say Latino, you see all the Latinos next to them.
That's what I'm saying.
But they do though. But I think there's a difference between being able to and not being able to. And they put black people in a position that they make it so that we can't say it. And when you do, they ostracize you.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's
I can't say it.
But in order to counter that, don't you gotta keep saying it though? Until it becomes okay?
Either that or that you keep saying it. Either you keep saying it until they try to kill you,
right?
Or you either die trying to get people to say it, or they say it. But oftentimes they've trained a whole generation to kill the person that's really trying to help them. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We gonna talk about it, Ruthie. Like, think about your strongest institutions not being able to claim their blackness, of having to tuck, of having to hide, of having to still play two ends to the middle, even when you in your own room, even when you have our most powerful forces still have to tuck. You cannot be too manly. You cannot be too strong. You cannot appear threatening to white people as a black leader. And if you claim black leadership, it hurts you. Therefore,
unless it's a crisis.
No, unless you need to get reelected, then you got to be a black person. Then you got to mobilize the black people.
Like George Floyd, like when he died, like you could have ran a campaign, but like we're going to make sure that the blacks, you know, they get the rights. Like
the fatigue is over now.
You could, but like I'm just saying, like
the black fatigue is here.
You know, that's it. But you can't just go and run like a regular campaign and be like, hey, I'm going to make sure that the black people get this first. You can't say that.
What about the black people that are supposed to represent black people? Can they say it?
You do, but you just code it. It just coded in a way, you know. You can't.
So who deciphers the code?
We do. We know
but
the code.
But that has
just like you say a wink. You
that
know
has gotten us with nothing. So the reason it's the same reason why I was able to say Lori Lightfoot's path to victory is going to be through the black alderman. I could say that because in our community we have this thing whereas you can kill 5 black babies and still come back and be accepted back into the black community. You can do black people so bad and still be accepted back into the black community. Other racial groups, you ain't on code, you out of the circle. But black people, we let people go be with everybody else and then come back and leverage us just because they black. And that is one of the unique things about being black, is that black people always gonna let you come back.
That's the
problem.
And then that's when I say I don't want to bring a rope to a lynching. And then I don't bring the rope, and then the dude that you try not to hang hangs you. You try to stand up for man, Joe. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the Latino Leadership Caucus deciding to draft Chuy Garcia for mayor. We're gonna talk about that, plus J.B. Pritzker's debate. Y'all, I just don't know if this dude is presidential ready. Like, watching yesterday, I was just like, dog, somebody lied to you. See, like, these people, you gotta get some real fights under your belt, Femo. It's like you done just rolled through everything and you ain't never had a fight, and you had just a little bitty touch. Yeah, Joe. I felt cream puffery yesterday Like, of course, there's a. Do I think that Darren Bailey beat him? No, but I think like, yo, fam, you didn't win. Like you didn't walk away like you didn't do this. Well, maybe you did because we saw how that worked out. I feel like Riis. I feel like if I say that JB lost, it would be because of these tapes, right? It would just be that plan in my head. But I do not feel like he walked off that stage like he should. Like somebody, I'm sure everybody told him he was great, but I do not feel like he really shined.
Well, because you got to think like what. So I think everything is like measured. What would have been considered to be a win for JB Pritzker? And it's to the win would have been to. So this was the plan. Because, you know, I ain't on JB team, but I know the plan. The plan was for JB to try to follow the commercials, meaning paint Darren Bailey. Am I on with this? Come on. Paint Darren Bailey as this extremist on these set issues. And JB Pritzker, that's what he was trying to do during the debate. So he wanted the debate to follow the commercials so that he could put a stamp on those commercials. So he failed in that way because he did not make Darren Bailey look like an extremist. He actually made him look like just a
country boy.
A country boy. And
just a
you're
good
a liar.
old
No,
boy.
you're a liar. I don't know who lying. Is they both lying? Is one lying? Is a half truth? Like, I don't know. So I think in that sense, it left me more like undecided. Like it wasn't it left me a little feeling like,
You gotta have a ding ding ding. You gotta be like Riis. You gotta be ding ding ding. See? Look, Riis trying to recruit. Ain't no recruiting on this show. Ain't no First of all, let me just tell you. That's for 7:30. Look, we gotta come back because we gotta talk about this Latino thing. And I'm tired of tucking. I'm tired of black folks tucking. I really am. No. What? I am tired. Like, I do not think. Why are you laughing?
It's just the imagery is just funny.
I'm just saying. Black people always have to tuck their blackness. We do. In every state, and it is taught to us to tuck. It's life. Like it's the same way. When the police pull you over, son, put your hands on the wheels. The tuckery and cream puffery all in one show. Look, we're going to talk about it more when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
Yeah, man. Ideas, man. Ideas. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. Let's go. Standing my ground, I can't mess around now. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love, yeah. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. Understand clearly, yeah. That you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. Is the trust still beginning? Fade away from beginning of the day. I can see you trembling times, and I can see you wondering mind. Is it me considered? The shoot is weird. See, you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see, baby, that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. Yeah. I'm just trying to be the best I can. You can call me the troubling man. Matter of fact, I'm from the side of the street. Baby girl, you're calling on me. At the time that I feel your presence around me, something that I can't let go. Is your time, everything around me there. I just wanna hold on, but you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't dose no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Chuy, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis and Ruthie Moore on the Friday day. Wake up, girl. Oh, my bad. We on a delay. My bad. All right. I'm like, Dad, what you doing? All right. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got to say what's up to everybody that is tuning in. I don't know if you saw the story yesterday, but the Latino Leadership Caucus has officially declared that they want to draft Chuy Garcia as their candidate for mayor, Ruthie. They are like the Latino, they are claiming that because of the devastating losses in the remap, Latinos do not have their fair representation, and they believe that Chuy Garcia is the man to make sure that the Latinos get their just due. Now, Ruthie, the Latino Leadership Council, right? Latino Leadership Council. So I say to myself, who in the heck is the Latino Leadership Council? And Ruthie, I couldn't find a website, but I did find them on Facebook. And the Latino Leadership Caucus's stated purpose is the bedrock of our mission is to grow and promote a culture of political giving in our community. They want to raise money. An ecosystem, right? because they understand that for the ecosystem to go, it requires economics. Ecosystem, economics. Now, Ruthie, the Latino Leadership Council, I could not find who the members were, but what they did note was that two of the Latino Leadership Caucus had earlier this year already given, their top donors had already given over $30,000 to Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Oh.
So now the Latino Leadership Caucus seems to be in a conundrum because their top two donors still support Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Ruthie, now I'm gonna put this up because I want to make sure that as we have our conversation, y'all look at Ruthie's screen and you'll see the Latino Leadership Caucus, and I'm going to share the info. I wonder are these any of the people that wrote that letter about me?
I'm pretty sure at least a couple.
We don't have to go through that. But the Latino Leadership Council, you can check them out there on Ruthie's screen. Their top leaders, two of the top donors, Sam Sanchez and David Andalcio. Now, I know Sam Sanchez. Sam Sanchez is also the president of the Restaurant Association. So, you know, every time you see those events over at like Moe's Cantina and all of that, Sam Sanchez, cool dude. I'm not even on front. But Sam Sanchez he's like a big boss, right? Because you're the president of the restaurants. That means you got all the restaurants under you, which means you got all the workers. And then with him being Latino, you think about all the Latino workers. Anyway, the Latino leadership, two biggest money donors, are still supporting Mayor Lightfoot. But what they said when questioned was, when the organization was questioned about their top two leaders giving money to Mayor Lightfoot already and saying that Mayor Lightfoot has done a great job during the pandemic, what they said, Ruthie, was everybody can make their own choice, but our political action committee is encouraging Chuy Garcia to run. Now, what does that do, Ruthie? That makes the Latino Leadership Caucus a player in the race. Because now, guess what the mayor has to do? Work to consolidate her Latino community. And even if they split, the two Latinos that are already on the team of the mayor ensure the rest of the organization. So now, because remember how I told you at they meetings, they be like, it don't make a difference what campaign you on. At the end of the day, we all Latino. So now our two top guys with the money are going to go and stay with the mayor, which then what does that do? That puts them in the mayor's inner circle. Because the mayor's going to be like, Sam, please don't leave me. David, please don't leave me. Right? Meanwhile, the organization that they fund is going in the other direction. And as they toy with Chuy, all it does is increase the power of the other two. Because the mayor is going to be like, what do I have to do? Now, if it's me and I'm Chuy and I got relationships with all of this, we want the next 3 appointments. They're in the process. What you're watching happen is they are negotiating to see if they can have a bloodless win. So if I can get the mayor to bow down, right? Do y'all ever remember in the game, our people teach us, our leaders, quote unquote, teach us to all jump on one side of the ship and we all live and die with their decisions. Right? So remember during the Toni Preckwinkle thing and all of the black leaders went with Toni Preckwinkle and she lost and now they all sunk? And we all got kicked to the curb. The black community got kicked to the curb. Well, now they all back together. So now they trying to push us all to one side of the boat for Mayor Lightfoot. Meanwhile, our Latino brethren and sisterin, who are the most important voters, Riis? The undecided.
Yep.
So it appears that the Latinos are undecided, but Ruthie, you see on your thing, they're the Latino Leadership Council. Riis, see on my computer how they say they Latino leaders? See that? They not tucking. They're not tucking.
Hey, but look at the email on there. It's power at the LatinoLeadershipCouncil.com.
We got the NAACP, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. The Negroes. No, we don't. That's not. No, it's
not. What you want to put on there? You can put that on there. Of course you can put that on there. I never said you couldn't. You can have what you want to be called, the Negro something? Like, what would you like?
The Black Leadership Council.
And they will accept that.
Riis. All right, so I found an old press release from them from 2020. Because I'm like, what these people do? Because on their Facebook page, it seemed like they just really endorse candidates. So I dug a little deeper.
Dig.
And this is what it says. It says that this is from the press release titled, "The Latino Leadership Council Issues Endorsements for the 2020 Illinois Primary Election." So I read a little bit further, and this is when it was chaired by Juan Morado Jr. He stated that there are many important races for our community during the election cycle. We need to take personal responsibility for Latino voter engagement at the polls. The LLC, which is the Latino Leadership Council, is endorsing candidates who are committed to improving the quality of life of the Latino community and understand the unique issues important to our community. So they can openly advocate.
They did not tuck.
For themselves.
You can form a group and you can say that, and no one will trip about that.
Are you serious? Do you see what they tried? How they tried to bury this man sitting right here next to us for doing the very same thing that I just read to you that they did?
That's why I'd be crazy, because it'd be like.
Are you serious, Riis? They literally took this man's livelihood, chained his legs, and tried to sink him at the bottom of the Chicago River with the other black people standing around letting him drown. So are you serious? That is what they do to black people when you say black. If I were to replace the word Latino with black, you telling me that it ain't right? And that's why we so messed up.
But what are they doing though?
We just make it okay for everybody else.
Are they like on a show? Like, you know what I'm saying? They trying to like expose people, or not like, I won't say like expose, but like are they like on a show? You know what I'm saying things. You know, I think ours are a little different because, you know, like we kind of, you know what I'm saying, loudly attacking them. You feel what I'm saying? All they said was this was the organization. I don't mean about an attack like that, but you know what I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? But
this is how I get cooked. I'm just saying to be your own people. This is how I get cooked.
But that's how that's an organization. That's an organization.
So Black People First isn't an organization?
Yes, that is an organization. I don't think that they attack black people first, and maybe what's in it for the black people. You know what I'm saying?
That's an organization, though. That's a physical organization.
See, but I think that because it's tied into this, you feel me? So people are really at you, and because, you know, that's the brand, so that's what it is. Like, you never really hear people trip about black people first, but what's in it for the black people? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. So it's kind of tied. It's kind of tied to you. You know, you got a charming personality. So, and that's kind of what it is. So.
They get to pick. So this is me. Once again, they get to pick who tells them what's our issue. So they gonna never pick the person that's gonna tell them the truth. They're gonna pick the person that tells them that they're the greatest. So of course they can make an excuse. Of course they can use Mays Jackson as an example. And that is exactly how niggas come up. I won't be that. Give it to me. I'm good. Again, podcast. I am not. Podcast. the concept that they can rationalize away what's in it for the black people because I don't make anyone feel comfortable about their mistreatment of us and the justification of why they can ignore us. It's deep to me. It's like I don't want to be funny, but like listening to that is like, it's tough. It's tough to hear that. Like, honestly. Hear these people. Man, let me go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson show. Let's take go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson show. Caller, you there?
Hey. Yes, sir.
What's up, Jake?
Hey,
the disclaimer. Disclaim. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, bro. This is the difference. Y'all have a black caucus, right? Don't you have a webpage say black caucus? Just black, blah, blah, black. I think you stuck on what happened when Riis was saying, and I said too, that a candidate, any candidate that you manage, I guarantee you wouldn't tell them to go on a podium and say black people first.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, that's running.
Yeah, I would, depending on where they're running. If they're running in a black ward, yes,
absolutely.
I said.
Okay. All right. Okay. If they wasn't in the majority black ward or whatever, would you do it? No, you wouldn't.
No, but I'm
guaranteed to lose.
100%.
Okay, if you can't do it,
go ahead.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
If you can't do it all the time, if you got to be selective and sneaking in, if you like that, unapologetic, blackly black, you should be it all the time, right? If you just an arm and let me tell you something about like that word Latino. They can say it because Latin is a language. Mexicans is our Mexicans. A Mexican ain't gonna say Mexicans first. Puerto Ricans are Puerto Ricans. They ain't gonna say Boricua or black Puerto Ricans first or whatever. Or somebody from the Honduras or whatever that speaks Spanish. They all come under that umbrella, bro. They come under the so-called Latino. Now, you can say black first all you want. And, of course, you got to be for your people, bro. You got to be for your people. And you can say it. You can say it all you want. But, of course, in politics, it's just what it is. And besides, if you in particularly a black ward, if you want to win. Now, the thing is, though, they got the black. I don't care if she is, who she is. You got the black man. You got the black. You got Tony Preckwinkle. You got Chris Welch. You know what I mean? Supposed to be in the power seat for Madigan. They already got everything. Got everything under the sun. What more do you need, y'all? What more do they actually need? What do we need? What else do we need?
I think essentially, Jake, that's actually my point, right? I think that we got all of these people who get to be ambiguous, right? Let me back up. So first of all, I don't think that if you are a black advocacy organization, not a candidate, right? And I'm talking about now who gets to ask the questions, the black advocacy organizations. If you can't be unashamedly black as an advocacy organization for black people, you're in a bogus place to me, right? Let me just start there. Now, if you are a political candidate, but if you're a political candidate, right, and you live in a black 80+% black area, I think you definitely can say black first because you are the representative of that issue. Now, if you are running for a statewide office, then you have a person that is a black outreach specialist that makes sure that black people don't have a question about what your outcomes are for our community, right? We don't see that anywhere. Now, I'm going to tell you that as our black leadership, because we can't be unabashedly advocates of black people, right? If we want to be successful, even as we're watching the Latinos tell us they are going to get Latino power, I am suggesting to us that we cannot, that if you are an advocacy organization for black people, it shouldn't be confusing. It shouldn't. We shouldn't be confused. We shouldn't have to hide. We shouldn't have to disguise it. And now he has to just like they got to go to the Indo-American. When you go to the Asians, check this out, fam. There's 2,000 Asians in the room, and they say, these are our issues. This is what we want. Stand up here. And as soon as they leave up out the room, they stand up and say, I got the endorsement of the Asian American Association of blah, blah, blahs. I am saying that we have a space, and hiding from our space is what gets you to the top, which we don't see trickle back down to the people. I appreciate you, though.
Right. It's not hiding it. We have the Black Caucus in Congress and everything else. They just don't do nothing. You can say bleeding black. It don't mean that if you're not doing the work, son. I don't care what you call yourself.
I'm with you on that.
And the Asians can be Chinese. It can be Japan. It can be Korea. That go under the Asian umbrella. Black, like I was telling you, you can have the Jamaicans. You can have the Africans. You can have the ones that was from South America. You can have. That's not our own. That's the difference. Yeah, it's going to be the Asians, but it's going to be Japan, Korea, everybody from Asia, from the continent. And Latino is just a language. So, yeah, you don't have to hide it. Of course, you can't hide it, who you are. You cannot hide it, bro. You can't hide it. You can say it. It don't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. They got all the power positions anyway. What more do they need? Now, if they got that without saying it, the thing is, do right by your people, like old boy was saying. You gotta love your people. You gotta love them, and you gotta do right by them. Period. You say it or not, it doesn't matter. They got all the power positions. What more do they need besides the governorship? What more do we need? That's it. Shalom.
There it is. Jake Israel. Anybody else on the live line? Do we have to hide our blackness to be successful? I'm looking at the Latino Leadership Council, and they straight Latino Leadership Council. I don't know. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
How are you? Greetings. This is Mama D.
Hey, Mama D. How are you?
Okay. Latino represents countries, Mexico, Cuba, Latin America. President Obama said black has no standing in law, claiming the continent when people living on the continent claim countries, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya. The problem is, as a people, we have no unifying name that claims the country of America that our ancestors built. That's why I'm promoting being called NAA, Indigenous Native American Africans, because we're the only ones that claim the whole continent. Do you see the problem with that? But we've got to claim the country, not African Americans, but American Africans. If you're here before the country got here, 1619 came before 1776, you are indigenous. Indigenous Native American Indians, Indigenous Native American Africans. Would you sign my petition?
Give it to me. I'll sign it, but it's you know you got to change it. It can't be in. It had to be I, because indigenous starts with an I. But I'm with you, Mama D. So send it to me, and we'll get it on. I'm happy to share it.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
NAA. I-N.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I-N-N-A.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
NAA. Like we got NAACP, we need Indigenous Native American Africans. N.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Mama D. Anybody else on the live line? I mean, I guess my question is, who asked the questions? Who gets the answers? And then, how do we see them? Caller, because the Latino... So let me back up. Hold on, caller. Hold on. Because what Ruthie, the Latino caucus is doing is raising their value. The Latino Leadership Council is raising their value, right? Every single member of that group now has an increased level of value. Hold on one second. Has an increased level. Can you take them down for a second? Has an increased level of value. The two biggest guys that they got now shoot to the top of the mayor's, and now she says, what do I need to convince them? Our leadership can't even be black. But it's okay, though, because here we go, side chicken. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hello?
Hey, caller.
Hey, what's going on, brother
Brother
man?
Ball
Hey, hold
on
on,
the
y'all.
call. Tell it all. Tell me what's up to the shorties.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You know I love to hear the kids. You know I love to hear the how y'all doing, man?
Yeah, them the little ones, man. They had to shout you out today.
What's
so,
up?
yeah,
Y'all
man,
have a good day at school, man.
They say y'all have a good day. Well, they will this Friday. You know, they let them do whatever on Friday now. It's just wilding out Friday now in schools, man. But yeah, what was tripped out about brother Islam was saying, or Israel was saying, was that basically you could do is come up with a group, but basically saying black is like, you know, a waste of time. I don't know really what the brother was saying. Like the fact that we can't say it without being recognized is a problem. I understand fully what you're saying. Anytime that you can have Latino anything and actually get something done behind it, I'm looking at it like we're a has-been, pretty much. You know, we're watching these people get bussed in. We watching them get placed in office. We seeing them all over the city in all aspects and facets. I mean, I ride past 99th for State Street. They in there working on the CTA in abundance. I mean, I just don't get it, man. And, you know, what's sad is that, like I say, our people are conditioned. They've been trained. They've been retaught, re-educated to not even like themselves, man. It was just hard listening to the brother say, you can say whatever you want to, but, you know, it ain't going to matter. And this and this and that and that. It's like, well, damn, brother. When do we say anything? Do we just supposed to walk around and just look and smile and skin and grin at everybody and expect anything? We know our black people in office ain't doing nothing, but it's the reason why they're not doing nothing, Maze. You know why?
Why?
For the past 20 years, Maze, you, not me, maybe not you, but a couple, man, let's just say the majority of people have been taught that if you get spit on, don't do nothing. Call the police. If you get hit in your eye and your glasses get broke, turn the other cheek, pray about it, call the police. Everything that has been done to us, we have looked the other way, call the police show up and they kill one of our family members. What do we have in this lifetime to A, live for, B, work for, and C, gain? Through politics. Once again, if we're not getting anything for our vote, should we vote? Hell no, we shouldn't, because we're not getting anything for it. If our vote matters on any level, we shouldn't be voting. We should be going to these places with the black caucus and with everybody else with our agendas first. If you ain't doing nothing for us, stay at our community. Don't come to our churches. Don't go to our schools. Leave us alone. See, when I say separation, when I say we need to be apart from each other, it shouldn't even be that hard to figure out. You got a white man running around with 3,000 rounds of ammunition in our community. What was he doing? Handing it out like Halloween candy? No, he was shooting people. So it's so many instances that we can use. Our own people that are in the politics game don't do anything for us. Our people that call in on these shows that say they for us, they really don't want to speak up and act like they with us. So what are they even good for? Maze, I'm sick of it, man. Take your cousins, do whatever you want to do with your cousins. They're your cousins. I don't want no affiliation with them no more. I'm turning into an old evil man because I can't understand that after George Floyd, I thought we would all be around here kumbaya. I thought we all could put on the same color and whatnot and stand arm in arm. But guess what we've done? We've stretched our arms out and we keeping everybody at these fingertip reaches. If you touch my fingertip, brother, you're getting too close. Back up. You know, I can't do nothing for you. I'm moving to the suburbs. I don't want anything. You know, it's just BS. When you look at it at the end of the day, what did you say, May? The black consulate, or whatever the name is. That's what we need. We need to stand behind that because nobody is standing up for us and nobody's coming back in our community. They running you out of your community. So keep it up, brothers and sisters. You ain't going to have no South Shore. Keep it up, brothers and sisters. Inglewood is gone. Keep it up, brothers and sisters. Roseland is next. Keep it up, brothers and sisters, man. Do I got to keep going? You're going to lose our park in a minute. Yeah. So keep paying attention to all these people that's doing your city work. They don't look like you in your neighborhood. That should be enough to wake you up and say, wait, we need to do something. Furthermore, we need to say something. Man, you always been the poster boy, but look what happens to you. See what I'm saying? Don't nobody come to bat for you.
Man, Charlie, that's why I told you I'm finna be a podcaster once a week. Thank you, Brother Ball, on the call all the time. We rationalize screwing ourselves over. Like, we rationalize it. Like, we rationalize minimizing our power. We think that if we be humble and quiet and sit in the room and prove that we can keep the niggas in order, that means that we gonna be straight. Femo, once again, call from a white person. White person called me, they say, hey, Mace, can you... I say, no, I want to give it to the black person, and the black person convinced me, hey, you know what? We have convinced ourselves that we are our own enemy. Now, we got issues. But I think that what has now happened is people are now taking within, internally we have dysfunction. And so there are now people who are taking advantage of our dysfunction for their personal profit and their personal gain. And anybody that says, hold on, you're not just going to take advantage of us, becomes an enemy, becomes dangerous. You don't see no Latinos whooping none of these guys for not being in line with the mayor. Make her come to you. If I know Sam and those guys, that's what they're gonna say. Madam Mayor, hey, I'm with you. But him, what the niggas would do is they'll be like, Madam Mayor, what he really cares about is this, and this. And guess what the mayor gonna go do? Go figure it out for him. Let me tell you what the black people gonna do. They're gonna hide that they're black, right? So that when they do over a black person, they could be like, we wasn't black anyway. We was business. But I'm going to deceive you to make you think we about black, but we really... So if you're going to be about business, then don't claim black. Don't put yourself in front of the blackness and purport to be black, and then you let the white people pick which black people they going to talk to while you tucking. Leadership Council. Leadership Council. Tuck, untuck. It's real simple. And we rationalize it. We rationalize it. And y'all gonna tell me I'm crazy. Podcast. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Where's that map at? Wakanda. Where's Maze.
Not you, James. James, look, man, I'm not tucking, man. I'm just not tucking. That's all good though. What's up, man?
Man, I'm trying to find my map to Wakanda, man.
You know they hiding it from the Chicago Negroes. They are like no Chicago Negroes in Wakanda. Y'all keep that mess over there with y'all.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. Wakanda looking awfully beautiful right about now, bro. Dude, 400 years. It's going to take 400 more for us to get it right, bro. It's going to take us 400 more years, man. Because it took 400 years for us to get here. It's going to take 400 more. Riis, man, I had to slap my head like Charlie Brown and say, good grief, after you said what you said. I'm like, dude,
Me
really?
too.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I love you like a brother from another mother, but I almost ran in front of traffic when I heard you say that, boy.
I went against the Dems. I'm sorry. I went against the Dems. I know.
No, you went against the black people. This ain't the Dems.
We can black people.
Black people. I said we can't say black.
You can have I said you can have a group. You can have a group that says it. But if you're running a campaign, no, you cannot. In the year of 2022, in the year of 1975, you could say that. In the year of 2022, unfortunately, it's like the cancel culture. Those are some things that you can't say. Now, you may go to a black ward. I guess you could win that one, but you would still be scrutinized and people will look at you funny. You going to say, I'm going to put black people first when there's other people. It's just like weird in today's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you say as a politician today. 40, 50 years ago, cool. It's just not what you say.
Okay. Go ahead, James. I'm Go ahead.
Richard Pryor told us back in 1972 that, excuse my French, but there's some new niggas in town. We obsolete, bro. He already told you. He told you over 20 years, damn near 30 years ago, if not 40, that the game was going to be changing. He put it in a joke, but it's fruition. And the main thing I can keep saying is they are unified. They rolling. This is the person. Everybody gather around them. Everybody support them. And if they don't and if they don't do what they gonna do, they got to deal with the community. Them people gonna handle them. That's the difference between us and them. They brought their culture with us.
Lord have mercy.
They brought their culture with them, bro. We was white. Our hard drive's been white. All we've been taught. We taught the Bible was for slavery. We was taught. We got Hoppin' Bob watching over us. And hey, you cross the gun line, you're gonna get got. So hey, this is what we get. But the thing is, they brought everything they have with them and crossed these waters, crossed those rivers to get to this country. And now they doing what they following the blueprint. They took our blueprint and refined it, bro. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. Love you, Ruthie. Bye.
Also, by the way, Cranes published its list of black. Look, so how can they say Crane Chicago Business, notable Business 22, notable black leaders and executives? But we can't.
But to speak to the counterpoint, let me look at that list and let me look at the last names, and then that'll determine.
Oh no! It's that the last names are the last names is in legit space. Like real talk. Like they did the ADOS on this.
Okay, because they're African. Let's
here
real
we go.
Quick in business.
Adams, Allen, Alston, Anderson, Atayero, Blackwell, Davis, Blakely, Brasfield, Brown, Campbell, Carson, Chalmers, Curran, Clark, Clay. This is Coleman, Cummings, Dale, Davis.
Yeah, them slave names.
Okay. All right, Chuck.
Anderson.
It's crazy to me that we are now in a space where we have to hide our blackness.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. I'm on the Riis page. We got to disguise it. We need an acronym for black.
Well,
see, acronym. Get an acronym for black.
I understand why
that's an acronym for black.
I get it because I remember the whole people of color debate. And if black people, if we keep letting them say we people of color, we gonna get to where we at right now. And we're here to the point that when you do say black, that can encompass a lot of other things. And we saw the word black get pimped at the highest levels of pimpery with Obama when it come to politics, which made it okay for Kamala Harris to come in and be like, I'm black too. And we like, hold on now. You Jamaican. So I understand how us identifying as black makes it easier for the powers that be to forget about the legacy of slavery and the debt that's owed to black people who are descendants of slavery. So I get it.
Ruthie, today, remember I told you about leverage? Today, J.B. Pritzker, check this out. Read this. Let me read this because we got to be quiet. At the Oak Brook Doubletree at 8:30 a.m. to give remarks, J.B. Pritzker at the Illinois Association, here we go, of Hispanic State Employees Conference and Job Fair. Don't y'all, you dag nabbit, you better not. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got? Caller, you there?
Hello?
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 Hey, caller.
May?
Yep.
Yeah, May. Al Evans here. How you doing?
Big Al, what's up,
Nothing much, nephew. What's going on?
Working hard,
I want to
man.
say a few. Yeah, I'm going to say this short and sweet. First of all, I want to thank the Creator for you. You give me hope for our children and grandchildren, because then I know somebody's out here fighting and telling the truth, okay? That's the first thing. And then the next thing I wanted to say was I am proud to be a member of BP1. I tell you, we are unapologetically black, and we don't care who likes it, period. You're right. I try not to talk much on the radio because you said something, humbleness has its place. But you can strike a nerve with me, and I'm going to be crossing that sand on your ass. Okay?
Okay.
So, and when I say that, I'm talking about the way people treat us. Okay? Suggestion from me, you got connections, man, in our community, positive connections. You mentioned about calling the Black Summit months ago. Call it.
Man,
and those that come. Let me say, I'll stand next to you while you call. Those who come. Those who don't come. We close the doors. We bloody ourselves up respectfully, and we make some decisions. And we come out of that room as one. Those are with us, you with us. If you ain't with us, God bless you. And those that are not with us, they'll eventually get on board. I'm going to close with this comment. I got two more comments. One about, I heard somebody talking about the different kind of Spanish people, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, and Venezuelans, and all of that. And then on the other side, they talked about different kind of black people, Jamaicans, Nigerians, and all of that. We, the slaves that came over here, our ancestors have been through worse than what we are going through now. We had leadership come out of our ancestors, leaders like you, May. We get behind, and no one man is going to do it, and that's what Willie Wilson always says. He says, "Can no one person solve these problems, and no one person cannot do it." Call that summit. If you're Nigerian, Jamaican, and if you can't see the blueprint, then you're gonna get in trouble. So you better come up under this umbrella with us, united, so we can fight for ourselves. That's about all I got to say, Maze. You have a great trip, brother. I love you. Keep up the good work, and if you ever need me, I'm coming. Okay?
Thank you, my brother. That's Brother Al Evans. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. That means a lot. I love these calls. Y'all, people say Maze called the summit. Maze called. First of all, I'm not sure that I am the person that people would be willing to hear to come to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that anyone really cares that much about my opinion. I think I'm such a lightning rod. Sometimes people would be like, yeah, forget dude. But I do think that there needs to be some level of black reconciliation, and a conversation. Like I'm watching people play the game. Do y'all ever notice? Do y'all remember when Mayor Daley, whenever somebody would run for office, and all 3 dailies would be with somebody different, so they never lost, never. And it's like we be in these Mandingo matches. And what you are seeing right now is the Latinos putting themselves in a place where they can't lose. If Chuy doesn't run, guess what? The Latino Leadership Caucus gets to claim that he doesn't. So Mayor Lightfoot bows down. If Chuy wins, they drafted him. Right? We don't even got nobody black we even like. We don't even got nobody black that we willing to even play chess with. And I would tell y'all, like, and everybody running around, what Chuy gonna do? And guess every time somebody say what Chuy gonna do, Sam and David get more powerful. Because they gonna be passing out the goodies and the trinkets to bring the Latinos in. And if they lose, guess what? They was still straight because they caucus backed Chuy. And they got the bag. Meanwhile, we can't say black. Still. Call us, the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Call.
Yo, what's going on, family?
What's up, Devil?
Ruthie? What's going on, B? Hey, man. You know, Unc said it, bro. We got. Like I tell y'all, it's a place for people to have these conversations, and it's a group that advocates for what we're talking about. And yes, I agree with Ruthie, as I a lot of times do. The language, you know, because we assume when we say black that we assume that it's ADOS or FBA or what Mama D is saying. But in reality, it is a whole bunch of people that may not even be strategically or collaboratively aligned in order to get anything done. And that's, in real talk, a lot of the people in the Black Caucus is not freedmen, but they don't really rep that like that. They just rep, well, you know, I'm black, but I'm really Jamaican, or I'm something else. So, but I think, you know, really my point is just to remain to encourage the family. And bro, if the people want you to facilitate the conversation, you can do that, you know, because at the end of the day, it ain't about you. You don't make it about you. Other people try to put you in it, and then they say, oh, well, see, now it's about him. But it don't even really be like that. I'll take the 30 people that I got, and I'll go fight the world, bro, because we leave the doors to the church open all the time, and it be the same people that show up. So give me the 30 that we got, and then it is what it is, man. But we not afraid of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we know it. Like when at the debate when King Israel was there, and I said, "Hey man, how's your grandkid doing, bro?" Because him and I had a conversation a while ago. When he say he's fighting for his grandchildren, that's what he's fighting for. And I believe that. And and because he believed that, then I got to understand that, and I got to ride for that too. Because I'm fighting for my kids, and I'm fighting for my grandkids. And I'm sure everybody that's listening to this, they fighting for something too. So you got to figure out what is willing that you willing to fight for and stand on it. That's it. You can say black. We can say black power. People said it before. It ain't even new. The concept ain't new. We just don't want to stand on it. Just stand on it. Because at the end of the day, none of the stuff that we got, we can take with us somewhere else. So when you go, we all gone. So we got to love each other. We got to trust each other. If it's something that somebody wants, tell somebody what your agenda is. And then they can make a choice on whether they want to ride with it or not. But it's a space for us to communicate. It's a space for us to develop strategy and tactics. And then, man, let's go shake the world up. Because we can do it. But if it's just gonna be 30 people, I'd rather take the 30 people that I trust and love than take people that's just gonna ride the fence and do that, bro. So, but you know, we got to punch back, bro. We got to punch back, dog. It ain't, you're not gonna just beat up on us every day, and then like we some suckers. We not no suckers, man. We are peaceful people, but we warriors too. You know what I'm saying? We just ain't have nobody to. Right, we just ain't have nobody, you know. Hey, sometimes you may just have to get into a fight just to get your fighting skills back up, man. We just ain't fought in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want you to have a safe trip, bro, and enjoy yourself, man. Because I know, you know, when you come back, man, we rocking and rolling, and that's what we doing. So, I just appreciate that you trust us, and we rocking with the family, bro. So, you know, let's do this, dog.
There it is. All right, look, and we ain't even have to hang up on him. Look at that. We ain't, don't do it. Don't do it. Get off in peace. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, y'all, we going to talk about this some more when we come back. If you got calls, I want to take your calls. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. But I am going to take a quick break, and then I've been drinking a lot of coffee. So we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Jurassic World Live Tour. 65 million years in the making. See Jurassic World's most iconic dinosaurs. T-Rex, Blue the Raptor, Triceratops, and more roar to life with epic thrills and heart-pounding adventure. The feeling is real. Experience it live. Jurassic World Live Tour. Coming to Allstate Arena November 3rd through 6th. Free parking for all ticket holders. Visit JurassicWorldLiveTour.com today.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Around the situation that don't happen often. I mean, it's involving something that's scalding. Hot the topic is, it needs some resolving. It's kind of puzzling, sometimes solving. But after I thought about it, sent her to Walgreens to pick up a few things to stop me from stalling. Otherwise, I'ma be blunt and she gon' be balling. And I don't need that, or her brother calling. Talking them fight words, now we gon' be brawling. I'm more of a stand-up, I don't be falling. For that okie doke, it's better dissolving. Call me a nice guy, yeah, I like nice things. It's best to stay away from chicks that's trifling. Not a rival, so I don't be rivaling. But end up in this scene, I won't be wifing, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Brill, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
She got a secret, don't know where she keep it, don't know why she hide it, guess it's convenient. She like a zebra, two things at one time. It ain't black and white when you lived it a lifetime. She got a story, might be a fable, no categories. She don't like labels, she like a loner. Maybe she's selfish, something is fishy, but she don't like shellfish. She said that her phone broke and she need a new phone. She got a night job, now she got two phones, one for the pubic, one for the public. I Freudian slip, y'all, I think that you dug it. She got a curfew, she live in a group home, but she in Miami, getting her look on. She can't be truthful, not what she built for. Mouth might be useful, but nothing to kill for, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Braille, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
To the Maze Jackson Show. You You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. We are already well into the 8 o'clock hour, but I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, plus DJ Riis the rule on the ones and twos, and we have been talking about must black folks always tuck? Like, can we be unabashedly black, or is that only at Trinity? Right? Like,
oh.
No, I'm just saying. Trinity, they be like, what do they say? What's their slogan?
Unapologetically black, unashamedly Christian.
See? Or is it unashamedly Christian, undoubtedly black? I mean, the other part. In reverse. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody on that live line? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got for me today?
Oh, Maze, Lord, Maze.
This sound like what your name is.
You know it is. Lord have mercy. This conversation is. It's sad. It is so. To me, it's funny because it's funny and sad. Going back to the election time, everybody that participated heavily got a time stamp, right? And that's why it's so disheartening when I hear you, Riis, say, well, we shouldn't be. And no shade, because nobody, to me, touches Maze politically as far as the knowledge, right? But we aren't even politically astute the way that Maze is. And you still got dragged into it during that time. So it didn't matter if you were screaming, what's in it for the black people, or wearing the gear or whatever. They feel like because you are one with Maze, I'm going to say one again, one as in mono, as in monolith, because we walk one in step, that you are included. And if you think about it, anytime you talk to somebody white and they angry about what's going on in the black community as if they didn't help bring the problem to the black community, they always say you all. It's always one, right? Because they look at us as a monolith, but we don't look at ourselves as a monolith. We also need to learn that as a monolith, it is okay that you might not need the certain benefits of your fellow brother and sister. Latinos are out here fighting for themselves as a whole. Majority of them are here, were born here, and still marginalized. A lot of them have been naturalized, and they still get marginalized. And those that have gone through the process, or those that were born here, still fight for those that are trying to get over the border. Why? It may not concern them, but because they walk as one step and they one monolith and one person, just because they don't benefit from it don't mean that they're going to speak against it. And that's what we do. Oh, I don't need no benefits. I don't qualify for no program. No way. What's in it? No. Everybody, we have to look at everything as a whole. And that's how we need to start thinking about things. I always say, nationality matters. I just text Ruthie your form. I've been talking about this form since we've been talking about nationality. Nationality will forever matter. However you choose to think will forever matter. So when King Israel calls in or Jacob calls in, they talk about that we aren't black, I definitely feel it. I understand it. It's too deep to even go into in a 30-second, 45-second phone call. But if we just read a little bit, and if we just start talking amongst each other a little bit, and then we can really form what truly an organization is. The body works perfectly every single day because you have different organs inside of a body. The heart does something totally different than what the stomach does. The stomach does something that the brain does. Everything works differently, but it's harmonious. And it's exactly why we get up every single day and we walk around here every single day to get up and talk the shit that we do. It's after 8 o'clock. To talk the shit that we do and to do what we do because the body works harmoniously. We need to start thinking in the same way that our body works, as one monolith and as one whole. But we have to understand that we can walk and chew gum, that we can fight different fights and put out different fires at the same time. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that nationality matters. When we say Latino, when we say Asian, those are nationalities. You can point to where an Asian probably comes from. You can point to where a Latino probably comes from. And I'm going to close with this. Look up the form SF181. Sam Frank 181. That's a form that this whole nation don't want nobody black to know about. It'll answer a lot of questions and make you think and ask the questions that need to be asked of the people that need to be answering it. Nationality matters. I'm black and I'm proud. But we need to figure out this nationality thing to get a whole lot more respect, money, issues, solved, whatever. But we can do all of that and chew gum at the same time. We got to stop calling each other sellouts. Calling each other this because somebody else getting the money the way that you don't want them to get the money. Or the way you feel like it ain't right. We got to stop doing that because at the end of the day, we all we got. We can't say we all we got and call somebody a sellout and still keep letting them come around. You either going to call them a sellout and banish them, or you going to call them a sellout and be like, you know what? You know you was wrong for doing that shit. That's how we have to do it. It's okay to slap your people on the hand and still love them. You ain't got to throw them away, but that's what we do because that's how we're used to being done by everybody else. Because at the end of the day, we all we got, and we got to stop the name calling. I love y'all. Have a good weekend.
Love you back. That's what your name is. I'm not going to tell you her real name. But while you tripping, make sure y'all go to robinpatrice.com and get y'all some stuff so y'all can smell good. We got people on the live line. Somebody want to call? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Because I want to talk about this debate, too. Caller, what's up?
Good morning, Maze. Miss Ruthie.
What's
Riis.
up, Anthony? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, Maze, and I've been sitting up here listening to you talk about, why we have to do what we do and nobody else has to do it.
we've been conditioned, man, from day one. You better behave. Don't make us look bad when you get out there to that school. Don't make me have to come up there. All that stuff. The rest of the world, they're in combat mode. But we've always had to behave. And that's inert, because for years, trying to stay alive, they try to tell you don't confront these white folks because they kill black folks. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that's baked in. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
It really is, because I hear we make our decisions based around what white folks gonna do. That is so baked in.
Absolutely, because see, we've been on the defense since we got here. You mentioned about how all these other people brought their cultures and whatnot here. We didn't get to do that. Okay, so we don't know what our culture is. All we know is we came from the east coast of Africa and slave ships, chained to one another, been chained since we come here, been chained since we've been here. And, the first thing they want to holler is go back to Africa. No. We're not trying to get naturalized like a bunch of these people coming through Ellis Island and coming through the border and all that. We've been here. We were born here. Okay, so we naturally Americans. Okay, so that ain't even up for debate. You know what I'm saying? So, I hear people being concerned about the Latinx community or the Latino community, whatever you want to call it. I remember when they was calling them Chicanos because there was a bunch of Mexicans that were born here in America. They're them Chicanos. Anyway, they gonna have a lot to deal with going forward anyway. The majority of the village and Pilsen and all that, they are Mexican, but now they got Venezuelans, Argentinians, El Salvadorans. They all pushing them right in that little corner, like that's going to be a perfect fit, and it's not, because while they are mainly Catholic, they mainly have the common language and stuff like that. The people from El Salvador remember getting robbed coming through Mexico. Okay, they remember how they were treated. They're not gonna never forget the way the Mexicans treated them, man. The majority of the people over there are Mexicans. Don't get me wrong. But the more you cram from South and Central America over there, you're going to start seeing a little Cuban grocery store, little Cuban restaurants, and stuff like that. And then Mexicans are like, wait a minute, hold up.
Hold up,
they
Anthony.
getting numbers like we got.
Anthony, I got to bust you up a little bit, though, because they not putting them in a little village. They putting them in South Shore, fam. They putting them, so I feel you.
And you think they're going to be comfortable staying around us?
I think that they are going to be comfortable doing what everybody does to us. How did our black neighborhoods convert to Latino? Did you see Compton? All I'm saying is, like, our space can be claimed. Our space is discoverable. Our space is, what do you call that? They can become pioneers, right? You can clear the land. If you can clear the blacks off the land, you can keep it. Why we keep seeing these machetes pop up? I'm just telling you, these machete killings, because they ain't got no FOID yet. They ain't figured out, MS-13, they ain't figured out how to get their hands on the pistols yet. Once them pistols, I'm going to tell you, we going to see a wave. You're going to see a wave of violence that is going to permeate neighborhoods as people try to make space for themselves. Right? And it will be justifiable, and we have seen it in every neighborhood throughout history. Like, if you go over on the east side right now, where they're starting to butt each other, you find that there's beef between the blacks and the Latinos. If you go out west and you get right over in those border towns, like over by 22nd, but those border wards where they split. Like what is that, Riis? Pulaski, when you get right to 22nd and you cross 22nd, and right there they starting to flow over those lines and those natural barriers, and then what you find is, remember when the shorties, during the uprisings, and nobody talked about this, but the Latinos was killing black people, and the shorty little young warriors mounted up as black warriors and said y'all ain't killing no more kids. So I do think that we have to be prepared for an expansion in what happens as, again, if you think about the origins of any street organization, it usually starts around protection because a new group moved into the neighborhood and all the other people were assaulting them. So they click up together as initially a social club, and then somebody say, hey man, let's go in that store. This our deck. Where you going? And then it evolves. So I'm just telling you, it'll happen in Little Village, but I think more so it will happen. If you, when I got pictures coming in South Shore, because you know a brother going to test you. Where you going? You put him in Tarrytown? Hey, Femo, where you going with that? Dennis?
You know, the weird thing is, when you go over into some of those black communities, the first thing they're going to ask, hey, bro, who you looking for? You got to be lost. What you doing over here? They don't want you over there in Chicago line. You know, the first thing they're going to do is they don't even want you coming over and spending no money.
Because they don't even want you over there when you hear Mayette, you know what time it is. Mayette.
Maze, I keep telling you, I was raised in the 10th ward.
Oh,
okay?
I forgot. Let me let you go.
That was all white.
Woo!
Huh?
Woo! If you was raised in the 10th ward.
I was back there before Jeffrey Manor flipped.
Damn.
Okay, so I know how they can be. And trust me, they don't always get along. They ain't singing Kumbaya every day.
They ain't singing Kumbaya, but they gonna get along with each other till you go. Then they'll fight.
They tolerate each other. They do a better job than we do.
Mm-hmm. But they don't tolerate us. Thank you, Anthony.
They will do a better job than we do.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Anybody else on the line? All right, I want to get to the governor's debate real quick. Riis, put me on in my headphones over here. I want to play a couple little clips. But yesterday, Governor Pritzker and Darren Bailey debated. I want to talk about this a little bit just because, and we don't have a lot of time, but I got to tell you, I just don't think that J.B. Pritzker is ready for the big time. I'm going to play the opening clip.
Poll found 48%. I'm Jennifer Wasco from WCIA3 in Champaign.
And I'm Timon Bradley from WGN-TV in Chicago. We want to welcome those of you watching at home, as well as our large crowd of voters here in person.
Cash bail in Illinois.
Here, let me move it back.
30 seconds for closing statements. Candidates, you'll know your time is up when you hear this bell.
Turn it up, Riis.
Also, we are very excited to have our live audience with us. We have told them they need to hold their applause until the very end of the debate. And with that, let's get started. Governor Pritzker, Senator Bailey, thank you both very much for being here tonight. Much has been said about the sweeping police and criminal justice reform package known as the Safety Act. The focus has largely been on one provision set to take effect January 1st that will eliminate cash bail in Illinois. A recent Nexstar Emerson College, the Hill poll, found 48% of likely voters think the new policy will increase crime. Governor Pritzker, we are starting with you tonight. You've said you are willing to consider changes to the bill, but you have not elaborated. So what specific changes are you in favor of?
Let me pause because I want Edie, Kiana, Doug, Ricky Hendon, and all of the cannabis advocates out there to hear that they are willing to make changes to this law, but not to the cannabis law. I just want y'all to understand what can be done. Because we be talking about what can't be done, right? Let's go.
You have 60 seconds.
Well, let me begin by saying that everyone deserves to feel safe in their homes, in their communities. And honestly, crime rose substantially during the pandemic, and I take that very seriously. Now, the criminal justice system that Darren Bailey and Republicans are standing up for is one that allows murderers and rapists and domestic abusers to buy their way out of jail. And that's unsafe for our families, for our neighborhoods, and frankly, victims' rights organizations are supportive of the Safety Act. If you want to reduce crime, you got to solve crime. You got to do what I've done, which is to increase the number of state police, build state-of-the-art crime labs, make sure that we're funding violence prevention and youth summer jobs programs, and, of course, funding mental health and substance abuse treatment. But Darren Bailey is a hypocrite on this subject. I mean, he has voted against all of these things, and he even voted to defund police.
Oh, unreal.
Governor, this is your chance now. What specific changes would you make to the Safety Act?
Well, I think that there are clarifications. People, as you know,
See
the
that?
Republicans have put out a lot of disinformation, a whole list of things that they say are non-detainable offenses. There's no such thing under the Safety Act as non-detainable offenses. And again, the goal of it is to keep murderers, rapists, domestic abusers, violent criminals in jail, and a poor young mother who shoplifts diapers and formula
Governor Pritzker, one more
would
chance.
be kept in for months
Governor Pritzker,
if she doesn't have the $500 to pay.
Are you willing to answer the question? One specific change you would make?
Again, I think there are clarifications that can be made in the law to make sure that everyone understands what this law is all about.
We're going to move on. Senator Bailey.
How do you rate J.B. Pritzker's response on the Safety Act? I think he went immediately to Ruthie. I felt like he stumbled. I don't feel like he really has a grasp of the Safety Act, and I feel like it is a weak point for him. I do not think that he addressed it. And I also think that it began what I felt was a series of non-answers to questions. And it really was the inspiration of my social media question of the day. Who gets to ask the black questions? Because when I saw that and I listened to that, I just didn't feel like he was prepared. What you think?
I think he was prepared. I don't think he was prepared for the moderator to say, you gonna answer the question, JB?
Right. Look at you, analyst.
You know I'm a political analyst.
Now you done been an analyst. All right, Riis.
Wait, am I or is it a consultant? Which one?
Well, right now you're serving as an analyst because we're analyzing. Now you could translate your analysts to consultant.
But however, gotta pay me, right?
Right, but the problem is black people don't get to be consultants. They get to be operatives.
So confusing.
So, no, it's not. Operative means you do what we tell you. Consultant means you tell the candidate what should be done.
But so what is supposed to mean? Like,
I think the consultant is supposed to advise and the operative is to execute. Now, the operative is on the streets and can go get the information and bring it back. Now, you can be an operative and a consultant, but oftentimes black people are limited to operative. Consultant means you get paid for your brain work. They value what you think about. They value how you make a plan and a map. Now, you may say, so as a consultant, you say to me, how do I win the black community? And as the consultant, I say, well, you need to spend $10 million at What's in It for the Black People media. Your media mix needs to look like this. Your community look like this. You're such and such.
They just tell you. They don't actually execute.
You and advise, who the people are.
Got it.
The operative goes and does what the plan is for whatever community they're operating in.
Got it. Great breakdown.
That better? Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got. What else did he fall on? Let's see. Oh, you know what I thought? The other thing what really to me, Ruthie, you brought up that I thought that was important or not important was the fact that this didn't go the way J.B. Pritzker wanted it to go. I'm going to play another clip from the debate. I think I got where I'm trying to be at. Let's go.
Signed release forms on his behalf. Would you consider eliminating the parental consent loophole for 18-year-olds and raising the overall age to 21? 30 seconds.
We obviously need to close that loophole and make it impossible for someone to get an assault weapon and high-capacity magazines. We've seen 7 people died because one person went on top of a roof with his assault weapon and high-capacity magazines, and 36 people shot. No one should have that kind of firepower, and yeah, we should make sure that he couldn't get it.
Senator Bailey, your school, Full Armor Christian Academy, has a sign on its doors warning people that staff are heavily armed and any attempt to harm children will be met with deadly force. Senator, do you want to arm all Illinois teachers? 30 seconds, please.
Well, first and foremost, that school's not political, and I'm not dragging it into this campaign. Secondly, that would be up to the General Assembly of whether or not they would want to support such a measure and bring it to the attention. And I want to make sure that you understand something, everyone out there. I want to make a commitment to the people right now while we have time, because that I want to commit to you that when I get elected as governor, that I'm going to serve all 4 years of my term, that I promise you I will not be running for another elected office. I've signed the People's Pledge promising that I'll do that. And Governor Pritzker, I want to ask you if you're interested in signing that same pledge to commit that Senator, you won't run for another office while you are a governor. And as a matter of fact, I have the pledge right here if you're interested in signing that.
All right, audience, we need you to remain quiet. We need you to...
Senator, are you going to run for president?
Senator, so Jennifer and I will ask the questions here,
but
it is a relevant topic.
Country boy.
We're going to do a quick pivot. We're going to move back because we're in control here. But, Governor, it is worth asking. You've raised your national profile quite a bit, raising funds for Democrats in other states, and by traveling to New Hampshire, these moves have stoked speculation you might run for president in 2024. It is fair to ask, will you commit to serving a full term if reelected? 30 seconds, sir.
I intend to serve 4 years more as governor and get reelected, and I intend to support the president. He's running for reelection.
You ain't running again the way you performed. You ain't running for president the way you performed in this debate. Let me see if I can find some more good pieces. Hold on. Okay, let's talk about violence in Chicago. All right. Let's go now.
I have personalized questions for each of you. There will be no opportunity for a rebuttal. Please help us out with that. Governor, I'm going to start with you. Since the beginning of 2019, 2,589 people have been murdered in the city of Chicago, according to Chicago police. Senator Bailey has flat out blamed you for crime in Chicago. Do you bear any responsibility for it? 60 seconds.
Look, when you're governor of the state, you're governor of the whole state, and you're responsible for helping municipalities to fight crime, and that's what I've been doing. Again, we've funded state police to assist local governments. We've spent money for our local police. We've sent them money to do their jobs. We've built out crime labs that allow local police to get DNA evidence examined, and we've reduced, in fact, eliminated the rape kit backlog. These are all ways in which we've reduced crime across the state. Remember, Darren Bailey...
I think he said all this before.
Darren Bailey Bailey voted against all of those things. He does not believe... He is a hypocrite on this subject.
All right, no rebuttals. I know you probably want to get in there, Senator, but this next question is for you. Let me play for you a statement you made that's concerned some Illinois voters.
You know, the attempted extermination of the Jews of World War II, it doesn't even compare on a shadow of the life that has been lost and with abortion since its legalization.
Hold on. I want to offer a disclaimer. This was Channel 9 said it, not me. Darren Bailey said it, not me.
You know how many times we done all heard this in the commercial that you cannot skip on YouTube? I done heard this so much.
First of all, you watch YouTube like that?
I mean, you cannot escape these commercials, which are having the opposite impact, in my opinion.
You've also said, Senator, that Jewish leaders have told you that you were right. Could you name the Jewish leaders who agree with you? 60 seconds, please.
The atrocity...
Audience, please. Audience.
The atrocity of the Holocaust is beyond parallel. Those statements were made 5 years ago when Governor Rauner signed into law taxpayer-funded abortion. So, yes, the facts are true when you compare the numbers. I don't... skewing that out of control like the liberal press has done is actually a shame.
All right, but Senator, name the Jewish leaders who agree with you.
No, I'm not going to put anybody on record.
Not going to put anybody on record. All right. Another one for you, Senator. As we mentioned at the open of tonight's debate, AARP is our partner.
Came back into session that what's good for some of the larger parts of the state aren't good for our part of the state. Let local government decide.
Wear masks. He himself is not vaccinated, and frankly,
how do you know that?
And frankly,
how do you know
Donald Trump and goods, and you can't have your livelihood.
Major restrictions. So why is the state still operating under these declarations? You have 60 seconds here.
Well, I want to make it clear that when Illinois families are threatened, whether it's from a flood or by a deadly global pandemic, it's the job of a governor to save lives and livelihoods. And you can't have your livelihood if you don't have your life. And that's why I followed the science. And by the way, we succeeded. We have one of the highest vaccination rates in the Midwest, one of the lowest mortality rates in the Midwest.
No, that's not true.
And this was all fighting through when Donald Trump and Darren Bailey were promoting conspiracy theories and telling people not to follow any of the mitigation.
Hold on. Didn't we find out that everything they told us, didn't they fire everybody from the CDC because everything they was telling us was fake? Remember that? That's why Dr. Fauci got to leave.
He didn't want people to get vaccinated, didn't want them to wear masks. And he himself is not vaccinated. And frankly,
if he had
been in charge, tens of thousands of people would have died.
How do you know
more
that?
Than did.
But Governor, why are we still operating under these declarations?
Yeah.
The president says the pandemic is over.
We're following the federal disaster declaration. That is what the federal government has in place. And it allows us to bring in Medicaid funds and other to support people who have COVID-19 and to support our hospitals.
All right, Governor, thank you. Timon.
Thank you, Jennifer. Governor, your climate bill sets a goal of Illinois using 50% renewable energy by 2040.
Come back to the table. JB's Climate Act is much more radical than the Paris Climate Agreement. It sets hard deadlines, much more dangerous than more so than anywhere in the world. We're not a net exporter. We're importing energy. J.B. Pritzker allowed for eminent domain in this bill. Friends, that's dangerous. We have no purpose for that in the state of Illinois. How many of you out there have experienced higher energy costs? A doubling, maybe? That doesn't have anything to do with the war in Ukraine. That has to do with J.B. Pritzker's Climate Act, period, and it must be changed.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Back to Shelby now.
All right, Timon, thank you so much. Governor Pritzker, Senator Bailey, this will be our final viewer question of the evening. And this one was sent to us by Brandon Monroe from Peoria. And Brandon did a little bit of homework for this one.
According to a recent poll done by Chief Executive Magazine, where they asked nearly 700 CEOs and business owners to rank the states from best to worst to do business in, Illinois placed 48th. Just ahead of New York and California. With businesses like Caterpillar, Citadel, and Boeing leaving the state, what is your plan to make Illinois a more competitive place to do business in?
And Senator Bailey, this question will go to you first. Again, that question is, what is your plan to make Illinois a more competitive choice for doing business in? You have 60 seconds.
It's interesting because I'm hearing a very resounding message tonight from our questions. Governor Pritzker's had 4 years of a supermajority. We shouldn't be having this conversation. Just yesterday, we heard that Tyson Foods are exiting the state. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, the CEO of McDonald's said Chicago is a city in crisis. Our state leaders, Governor Pritzker and Mayor Lightfoot, are ignoring the situation. A zero-based budget, friends, will solve the problem. We'll put all new agency directors in place. We'll reprioritize our spending. We'll start from the ground up. You will see where every penny is spent in every state agency. That's how we lower our taxes. Our unemployment fund, J.B. Pritzker failed to pay that off. Work comp is 2.5 times higher than any state around us. We need to cut regulations, and we need to give business a reason to come back to the state. But they're not going to because it's not safe, our taxes are too high, and our education is a disaster.
Thank you. We're going to give the governor a chance to answer this. You heard Brandon mention companies like Caterpillar, Boeing, Citadel. Tyson, moving jobs. So what is your plan to make Illinois a competitive choice for doing business in? You also have 60 seconds.
Well, Rivian, Amazon, Kellogg's, Boeing have added tens of thousands of jobs in the state of Illinois and brought headquarters
Tens of
here.
thousands?
And in fact, during my tenure in office, we've created more small business than ever before.
Non-black cannabis.
Are thriving. We cut taxes on 400,000 of them. I incentivized the data center industry, and that's brought in $13 billion of investment to the state and thousands and thousands of jobs. Look, Darren Bailey voted against raising the minimum wage. He voted against incentives for business. He's bad for business. He's bad for working families, and he has no idea how to grow the economy.
Thank you.
Fred and Barney.
Taman has the next question now.
Thank you, Jennifer. On the ballot this November, the Workers' Rights Amendment.
1,000 less people in the state.
Your position on guaranteeing.
Let's see if we can get a call.
What we're hearing all night, things electing honorable men and women, and we get rid of.
You're going to go first with this one. You have 60 seconds.
Well, I think one of the biggest primary things that we can begin to do is when these elected officials are charged, that we strip their benefits from them. You want to talk about the pension system, the Illinois legislative pension. Guess what? It's pretty healthy funded, okay, whereas the other ones aren't. So we strip them of their benefits. We start electing honorable men and women, and we get rid of this problem. This corruption and evil that exists in our state. Many times it happens because of the closed-door deals that are taking place in our state house. When there is no transparency and accountability, lawlessness and corruption like this runs rampant. But yet, in a Democrat supermajority and under Governor Pritzker, has anything been done? Nope.
Okay, you name one thing. Two other...
I think that would solve it. That would solve it.
Okay, Governor, your turn now. 3 things you would specifically do over the next 4 years to stop corruption. You have 60 seconds.
Well, let's start with what we have done over the last 4 years. We passed 3 ethics bills in the state of Illinois. Is it enough? No, because there are public servants who are not living up to their obligation of integrity in public service. And that means that every year we've got to fight for ethics reform. We need to improve our laws every year to prevent people from committing these ethics violations. And frankly, as you've seen, Emil Jones has been held accountable by the laws on the books. And I think we ought to keep going and make sure that everybody that serves in public office is living up to their obligations to the voters.
Okay, Governor, thank you. Come on.
Thank you, Jennifer. Governor Pritzker, more than 2,000 asylum seekers have been bused from Texas to Illinois in recent weeks. They are being provided with social services and temporary housing. You've signed several measures to give migrants more protections here. How many more asylum seekers can the state welcome without it becoming a strain on government resources?
When I asked this, Hector Villagrana called me a racist.
Just 30 seconds, please.
We need comprehensive immigration reform in this country. That's the first thing that ought to happen. But when the governor of Texas, the governor of Florida are inhumanely sending people who are here.
Have you seen these coach buses and planes? They walked. They walked.
Legally, who are refugees to this country seeking asylum, when they send them to states all across the country, not just to Illinois, we have an obligation to act in a way that we should be proud of, that we're going to make sure they get shelter, that they get food, that they get health care, and that we allow them to get
Governor,
the asylum that they're seeking.
Governor, thank you very much. Senator, your turn now. How would you respond to the arrival of migrants? 30 seconds, please.
Well, Illinois is doing what Illinois does best, continually helping people in need. But the reality is no state or city can fund this or afford this. Illinois is a sanctuary state. Are you aware that we spend over $5 billion each year taking care of this situation?
$5 billion.
So I've asked Governor Pritzker to get a hold of his pal Joe Biden and secure the border. If he won't do that, send us the funds that we need, the resources that we need. And if he won't do that, put them up in one of your Hyatts on your own dime.
All right, audience, we need... All right,
put them up in
time. Jennifer has our next question. Audience, sit tight.
You're going to like this one.
You're going to like this.
We have covered a lot of tough topics. We're going to end with a lighter question, and for that,
Watch
we go out
this.
to the baseball field at Illinois State University.
Hi.
This way he
I'm Blake
lost me
Stinger,
for real.
outfielder for the Redbirds baseball team. We get to choose a walk-up song when you go up to bat. So, candidates, what would your song be?
All right, so there you have it. If you were a
What's the
baseball
song?
player, what would your walk-up song be? Governor Pritzker, you can go first, 15 seconds.
Well, any song that highlights the big things that need to get done for our state is what I would suggest should be the walk-up song. We've gotten so many done over the last 4 years.
All right,
I hope
he
that we'll
couldn't come up
continue
with
to
a
do
song.
over the next 4.
Senator Bailey, same question. What would your walk-up song be?
I'm a hard-working man because these young people, I'm going to preserve a future for these young people, and I am going to represent every hard-working person.
We have to give you time for closing statements. You each have 30 seconds. Senator Bailey, you go first. Your time starts now.
Is this the close?
Closing, yes.
All right. Friends, we're being crushed by property taxes, crime. We're being crushed by failed education. And it's all because J.B. Pritzker is hell-bent on becoming the most radical leftist governor in America. I know I may seem a little different than some of you. I got a downstate twang, and sometimes I get a little too passionate about what's going on in this state. But this man is dangerous.
Thank you,
I have
Senator
been-
Bailey. That's your 30 seconds. Governor Pritzker, your closing statement again, 30 seconds.
Well, I'm proud of what we've achieved over the last 4 years. We balanced the budget. We paid off all
Get
our
ready.
state's overdue bills.
Tiana,
we got 6 credit upgrades and provided $1.8 billion in gas, grocery, and property tax relief. We raised the minimum wage, protected a woman's right to choose, legalized cannabis, and got the biggest infrastructure bill passed.
Let me get that back. I got y'all legal cannabis.
I look forward to getting even more big things done for the people of our state.
All right, that'll do it for us, Governor Pritzker.
We raised the minimum wage, protected a woman's right to choose, legalized cannabis, and got the biggest infrastructure bill passed in the history of the state of Illinois. And I look forward to getting even more big things done for the people of our state.
All right, that'll do it for
It's the Maze Jackson Show. Who asked the black question? Not the... We got a black reporter, but we ain't getting no black questions. Kiana, Edie, Ricky Hinder, y'all got y'all weed. You see how? See, here go my thing. They have to make sure that. See, when you don't say black, then that's what can happen. So he get to come on stage, be like, I legalized cannabis, made a multi-billion-dollar industry. You niggas didn't get none, but because we got to tuck. Because you can't say black. You got to tuck. You get to walk away with it. I got to ask y'all, if you watched it yesterday, who won? If you watched it yesterday or today, snippets, I know I was probably a little biased in the snippets. I got to say this. I got to say that being from Illinois, you know that there's going to be people that are just going to say J.B. Pritzker won. I would say that he did not win. He was not. I could tell you this. I don't believe he's ready for the big stage. If that's what he did with Darren Bailey, I feel like he's not ready for the big stage. I feel like all the people around him pump him up and say, yeah. And what's the challenge for J.B. Pritzker is he lucky they ain't got no money. Because that Safety Act and that response, somebody had $5 million to put on that for a month, he going to have some issues. But I think that J.B. Pritzker is a byproduct of every single person around him telling him how great he is. He bought Darren Bailey. He paid for this candidate. Like, think about it. He financed this candidate. So wait, you supported who you thought was a racist so that you could not be a racist? So you, like Ruthie, if you think I'm bad, look at him. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Ruthie, what are your thoughts?
I already gave you my analysis,
Nope,
which was
I want to hear
that
it one more time. One more again.
the intended. Okay, so if J.B. Pritzker funded Darren Bailey's campaign, the strategy is to paint him as this extremist, so that then I could just stand next to this man, and I don't really got to say much. So in that regard, I feel like Darren Bailey won the debate because it didn't fit in with the overall plan to let me fund Darren Bailey campaign because I would rather stand up next to this extremist because he's going to make me seem like I'm normal. So I think if the intended debate outcome strategy was for Darren Bailey to look like an extremist, I think that the Pritzker campaign failed in that regard.
Ooh, Ruthie, you get ready to get in trouble.
No, I think I just broke that down very nicely. I ain't biased. Listen, let me tell you why I ain't biased, cause I ain't got nothing to lose. The first when I met Darren Bailey, cause I met Darren Bailey, I said, yeah, what's up? I ain't say it like that, but I was like, my people from Pembroke. The first thing he asked about was the pipeline. That's the first thing he asked me about.
Riis, make sure my volume is up.
And so I feel like I have literally nothing to lose. I don't think that anybody has anything to lose.
To talk to you about, because
Pritzker funded his campaign.
I'm sure you've got a lot of,
we know where the real power lies.
And I want to chat with you about that too. But I have something else I'm calling you about today, which is I just heard this morning that Alexei might get appointed to something in Washington. Have you heard that?
Yeah, there was like a news report or something that was kind of mentioned, right?
Right.
I find that very hard to believe. I hear that Madigan is pushing labor to try to push the Obama administration to put him in somewhere so they can clear the field for Lisa.
Oh, is that interesting?
Yeah, and Madigan's dropping dimes on him because Resco is connected to the Broadway bank, and the feds are looking at his bank. Saul Madigan is how he operates.
Oh, wow.
So he's trying to get Lisa a clear field.
I see. So let me just throw some odd idea. If it were true, what I heard,
yeah,
and it were real,
it could be. I mean, I'm just thinking that I'm giving you my read on it.
Well, I heard, what I heard was somebody who's close to Alexei.
Hold on, Davey. Hang on one second. Hang on. Hey, go ahead.
So, I actually am calling you about. I think you appoint his replacement, don't you?
Ooh, interesting. Let's think about that. You interested in that?
That's the one I would want.
Now, how about this scenario?
Makes a lot of sense.
Listen, you extremely open-minded on that thing, but don't rule yourself out completely on that Senate thing. That may not be. Look, you ought to see this list, huh?
I'm sure you got. Yeah.
I've got a lot of factors to consider. I have to factor. What do I want to do? Where am I going? And at some point I've got to support. Provide for my family. In a perfect world, provide for your family, do good, keep some sort of viability, and get back in the game at some point. If there's any opportunity, but not at this level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If the Senate thing ever happened for you, my strong recommendation would be you got to do it and say you're running again. There'd be no putting a guy like you there for just 2 years. I don't know. I mean,
I was thinking about the political problem, and the only way to make the political problem go away in that scenario would be that I can think of is to say he's not running for re-election, which doesn't do anybody any good. So it's probably not a good scenario.
No.
The treasurer thing's a different thing.
Yeah. You did. This is a good option. Keep going. Talk to me.
It's putting a business person in a business person's job.
Yep.
I think I would be able to get people like Bill Brodsky at the CBOE and people like Terry Duffy at the Merck to sort of stand up independently and say, we're suggesting to the governor that this is a good idea. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Listen, I think it's exciting.
I haven't called either one of those guys to ask them to do that. It's a brand new idea here. But I throw that out at you.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Finally, look, even if none of those things make sense for you, I'd love to help you in any way I can, with any decision making you decide to, that you're going to get involved in. I for whatever it's worth, some of the players I know, and I would be happy to act as a little bit as an intermediary.
Capital bill. Okay, I'll balance what works with you to balance the budget the way you want to do it. Not raise taxes on people, and you make Lisa the senator. Okay, that puts me in a moral dilemma because of all of the prospective candidates, dealing with her, suing us to fucking support Bush kicking 35,000 poor people off of health care.
Yeah, I know.
All that bullshit.
Do it. You should do. I'd take that now.
Morally repugnant. I probably have to do it.
I'd do it.
Okay, and then there's an AG I can appoint, JB.
You're doing the right thing for the people.
Are you a lawyer?
Yeah.
There's an AG that I appoint.
Oh, that's it.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go.
I mean, don't rule that one out.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not promising. I'm just saying these are all scenarios. We'll seriously get focused.
All right, man.
But there's other options. Don't rule them out. I mean, I'm not promising anything, but in my mind, you're there somewhere.
Well, you're kind. I asked you to do it. Only that as you and I talked about it for 5 seconds, that my interest in holding public office is, always large.
Lay it on me, man. Go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to rule it out. Go ahead.
No, but I think there are issues, obviously, that are problematic for you about doing it.
If I appointed you, I can't run again. So consider that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
that's not necessarily this is not an option I'm going to preclude, though.
No, I got you. I'll tell you why. There's only one reason that it could work, and then I'm going to drop it because I'm not really that interested in it.
Go ahead.
I'm not. The only reason I can think of that would work is if you appointed me to serve out the term but not run for re-election. In other words, if the announcement was, that you're doing this because it's a good government move, because it's, this is going to be a terrible couple of years, that you need somebody with financial expertise and not beholden to anybody, and whose only interest is in fixing the economy and so on. That's the only argument. So I leave you with that. I agree with you. I think it's problematic for the press and everybody else. They'll look for something even if there's nothing there.
Right. Having said, can I jump in here though? Let's say Jan, okay, and don't repeat that, okay?
Yeah.
And this isn't as far-fetched as it might seem, and no one's speculating on you at all. And I've thought about this. I mean, I tease you a little bit, but I thought about it a little bit. And again, for me, it would be, are you not going to run again? And then, how do I get out there in a post-government, not state? Did I lose you, JB?
I have to say I think it makes political sense for both of us.
Oh no! Look, I think this would be great.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that.
The pitch, the pitch for you, I think, is, you're picking,
banking and financial experience and know-how and all of that, right?
Yeah, I don't know about banking, right? Cause
but financial know-how.
Throw my sister in Superior Bank in.
What happened to her bank? She get a collapse or something?
Yeah, she was chairman of a bank, and it had subprime loans. I mean, all the bad stuff.
Superior Bank turned out to be an inferior bank.
Inferior, exactly. Very good. I like that, inferior bank. I haven't thought about that. That's a good one. Anyway, but I was nothing to do with that, so that's not going to be my problem. But no, I think my problem, the only problem I can come up with for you, I got a lot of reasons why it makes sense. The problem for you would be same problem with the Senate, really. I've given you contributions.
No.
And what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, JP.
No, go ahead.
No, total non-issue. Well, first of all,
no.
Which incidentally, if you can do for me what you did for her before the end of the year, can you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
But
well, I can't. Not while everything's up in the air. But I hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
hey, if we go in that direction, though, if that does happen,
yeah.
I mean, there's some other people who can help us that you know.
Sure.
If you feel skittish about that, which I believe you shouldn't, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think we should even talk about it.
All right, fine.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Assuming no legal problem.
Oh yeah.
Assume that your pitch is going to be, look, with all the other crap that you could say here, I've done real things.
Right.
And so I think you've got a lot to run on. It's just, we got to get the legal thing behind you.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
And I don't know.
Yeah, but there are statutes of limitations and things, and those dates are running. Yeah, and then it'll just fade away.
Six days later, according to the script, JB called the governor and took his name out of the running. A lot of people allege that potentially tipped that it was going to, that they were on the tapes. But I think there's the one more piece that I think we got to listen to, and then I'm going to play my last piece, and then we're going to get up out of here. Oh, I'm going to let y'all tell me something good. Riis, turn me up. Am I on? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, it'd be taking a minute to get started.
Senate seat, but appointing Lisa to the Senate seat, but I don't know whether you were just speculating. I got a great idea for you, though. I'm sure you thought of this one, but Jesse White. Even though I know you guys aren't like bosom buddies or anything, it covers you on the African American thing.
Correct.
He's totally he's Senate material in a way that Emil Jones isn't, if I may say.
Okay.
I mean, he's just, I don't know how to say it exactly, but Emil's a little more crass.
Right.
And it opens up the Secretary of State spot, which is the key spot.
Right.
Controls jobs, et cetera, and it'd be a lot less pressure on you. You don't have to put an African American in that spot.
Correct.
And so you can pick an ally, or you can pick, I don't know, Jay Hoffman, or I don't know, whoever you might want to pick that would be helpful to you if you were running for re-election in 2010. And so that seems like, I know the Jesse White thing is like, it's not a perfect thing because he's not like your best friend, but it does cover you, and it doesn't get you Jesse Jackson Jr., which, oh God, please. I mean,
listen to me.
I mean, it would be a nightmare. I hope you don't do that. But
man,
Valerie Jarrett, I guess, I don't know if she's really out of the running, but that I guess gets you, I don't know what with Obama, but I'm not sure what you get. Maybe I'm missing something. But if you're forced to put an African American in the spot, which my guess is, you're not forced to do anything, but my guess is a lot of pressure to do it. Of all the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and vetted, and people will say, "Oh, that's a pretty good pick." The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse White.
You can argue he's got a lot in common with Obama. He's black and white. How stupid is that? Hey, no, he'd be a legitimate pick.
I'm not pushing anybody.
No, I understand. What you're saying there makes perfect sense. He has said he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But not privately to me. I haven't talked to him about it, but he has said it publicly. That's one thing. If it's actually offered to you, what do you do?
Well, and he would win re-election if he wanted to hold it. I mean, just because he's kind of a popular figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's right. Look, it's a good sentiment. You don't want to be Secretary of State, do you, JB?
Oh, I wasn't pushing for me for Secretary of State. I mean, I think I could probably do that job, but that's not.
One more.
Vote for this president?
We'll have to wait and see. I don't know who the nominee is going to be on the Republican side. Look, I'm a Democrat.
Right.
That I knew for sure.
And I tend to lean toward.
I'm a Reverend Wright.
Oh my God. Still there.
Yeah. No, how about fucking setting Reverend Wright there? I bet you he'd take it.
Hilarious.
Huh? Would that be fucking funny?
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Right there on the Senate floor. It's not God bless America. God damn America.
God damn America.
When Barack was at Sunday school, I used to tell him.
I love that. That's funny.
One more.
Are you going to vote for this president?
We'll have to wait and see. I don't know who the nominee is going to be on the Republican side. Look, I'm a Democrat.
Right.
And I think, and I tend to lean toward voting for the president. But, I think this is going to be a long campaign. We're going to learn a lot during this campaign. And ultimately, I think, as in every election, it's going to be a choice between two people and two parties that you're not 100% behind either one. You just have to pick sort of the best of a mediocre set of choices.
Are you going to vote for?
And with that, I'd just like to close with
fried chicken and biscuit eating monkey, ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball dunking, titsoon, spade, mullignan. Take your fucking pizza and go the fuck back to Africa. You little.
That's exactly what they said.
It is the Maze Jackson Show. We got to close on Tell Me Something Good because it is Friday. I don't know who won the debate. I just don't know how much I trust J.B. Pritzker. It's just tough. And I think that's what bothers me about the commercial. I don't trust nobody. But it's all good. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, and Ruthie Mo. We're going to have to get up out of here. So I'm going to ask y'all to tell me something good, and let's get up out of here. Ruthie Mo, tell me something good. Don't say it's Friday.
I should have been thinking about this while I'm sitting here listening to this. I don't even got nothing good. Like, something good. It's Columbus Day on Monday.
You going to the parade?
What parade?
The Columbus Day parade.
No.
I think the mayor's marching in it.
No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to think about all of the Native Americans that were slaughtered.
The pioneers. All right. That's Ruthie Morris. Tell me something good. DJ Riis the Ruler. I know it's good for Riis, but I'm going to let you tell it before I tell your own what's good for you. But go ahead, Riis. Tell us something good.
It's a good day in politics, y'all. Did y'all hear that, man? I'm trying to tell you, I want to let y'all know the same people. Remember who wrote them letters, and y'all go up there and vote. And remember who wrote them letters. So when you bubble that person in, you kind of sided with them. But, hey, man, tell me something good, man. Hey, this election is getting real good, man.
It ain't nothing gonna change. These Negroes, it's us 300 mad black people. Everybody else gonna be like, man, I'm coming to the party. Jay, he gonna have, look, if y'all keep it up, at least if y'all act mad, we can at least get JB to get Jay-Z for the if at least we should hold out for Jay-Z for the inauguration.
He gonna get the least offensive rapper, so that's
No,
not Chance.
he gonna
get Chance.
No. Common.
Okay, a Common. Chance of Common. You know, they gonna get somebody that, you know.
Chance probably ain't gonna go. But Common, he'll go.
Common gonna roll up his pants and be there, man. I'm just saying. All right. Tell me something good. I am taking the week off next week, so you will not see me. I will be relaxing. Y'all be calling up here trying to put my business in the streets. I just said I'm taking the week off. Thank you very much. Homecoming for my son is this weekend. Actually, he's going back to Rita's homecoming. So the question is, Ruthie, why my son won't wear his good shoes to the homecoming?
Good shoes like dress shoes or good shoes like good tennis shoes?
Good. He got some fancy shoes. His sister bought him some tennis shoes. Not tennis shoes, first of all. And they fit in the sneaker gear category. But I was like, man, so, I'm trying to help him be fresh. I don't even know what to get him for the fresh. He like, I want a polo. And
what, he said he didn't want to mess him up or something?
He said, I don't want to mess him up because we're going to be dancing. Wait, so homecoming is where you...
Why would he wear his good shoes to get him messed up? He got a vision for his life, and it is not having his new sneaks stepped on by somebody twerking.
They're not going to be twerking at his homecoming.
How they going to be dancing, Maze?
It's not unusual to be loved.
Hey, but you can tell your son go to school with white people. He worry about them stepping on his shoes when they dance.
Oh, see, that's what I said. I said, you must be going to the school.
Black people.
They know. They keep a circle. Don't touch my shoes. Don't you touch my shoes. So shout out to MJ going to homecoming for the first time in all these years. And now how you go to a different school, gonna go back to the old one.
He the man.
He is. When you come back to your old joint, you like, I'm good.
He got a date.
No.
And he gonna pull up driving and everything too.
You letting him drive himself?
He drive. He got his own car.
What?
Skirt. I would have let him drive the whip if I wasn't worried about somebody trying to take it from him.
He get to go out with his friends afterwards to eat?
Right up until 7:30.
7:30 a.m.?
7:30 what? What's 7:30?
He's talking about 7:30 a.m.
You crazy.
Homecoming don't start till 7.
7:30 curfew.
Come on, Pops. Come on, Pops. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Now, if he had a date, I'd be like, how late when you want to go, dog? I got you. Hit me up. You need the card?
After party at MJ house. That's what's gonna happen.
You got the card. I'll give you the card, right? Like, if depending, I had to see though, because depending on who he come in the door with, I'd be like, which card you get?
It just be getting dark. Well, not now because it's the fall, but 7:30. At least let him stay out till 9.
I thought homecoming over at like 9:10 or something.
Okay, he come home at 11:30.
That's good.
That's good. That's reasonable.
11:30 midnight. I'm cool. He don't be trying to do. He ain't. You know what I'm saying? He be like, man, I'm very good. But I do love when he is excited to go somewhere and he trying to be cool. But when I said you want to go shopping, he was like, I think I do.
What do young people wear to homecoming? Is it dress up or is it like
these kids don't dress up for nothing. He talking about he want a polo.
Okay, so it's like wear your fresh gear.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out where y'all tell me where I can get my boy, make him so he can be super fresh. Because, I want him, I was ready to go get him a custom-made tailor suit so he could walk in that bad boy. He was looking at me like, oh, you sound crazy.
Who is this?
Suit.
Who that nigga on that nad?
What kind of homecoming is? Nah, because I went to Donna's Grove homecoming, and they actually would wear suits and stuff.
Suburban homecomings are homecomings.
Yeah, like
homecoming is always gear, like the freshest gear, not suits and stuff.
Really?
Like in city school, that's like a party.
That's why he want to be stepping on his shoes.
That's what I feel. He's talking about he wants some dunks. Right.
Classic.
Yeah. That's what I said, Kiana. The dance is the best place to wear the shoes. Who is you calling me spam?
Don't be she being practical.
All right. Finally, Obsidian. Ruthie, we're in the final stages of the redesign. Next week, they will be replacing the wall paneling and things, and Obsidian will be getting ready for official homecoming. Not homecoming. What I call it? Open house. Right? So thank you. I'm excited for that. That's it, man. I want to appreciate Cameron B. Why y'all say Cameron B? Oh, Cameron B. Do they do shit? See, I feel like he wants some, like, he gonna say like some Alexander McQueen stuff or something. I'm gonna be like, is that what? His sister be like, tell dad you need the blah, blah, blahs. I said, Milan, where we gonna take him? She said Saks. I said Saks. Fifth Avenue?
They ain't got no outlet.
Right, we can go to all Saks. She was like, you tripping, man. But I think it's dope that his sister spoils him. Like, so his sister, she got a job, so every once in a while she'll buy him the stuff. Like, I used to always want Tennille to be like fresh, because it was always them kids who had an older brother who came back and always made sure they was like extra fresh. Right? Derek Helm, his brother used to give him his old cars. So Derek would be having these crazy ass cars in college, and we'd be like, dang, this is bogus. Anyway, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. For Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Y'all take a week, get y'all some late sleep, and we'll be back, not this Monday, but next Monday. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after the week and a half. In a week. A week from Monday, we'll be back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We out here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have